video a while back. We did a reaction, I guess, to Shoe0nhead's male loneliness epidemic video. And since then, I believe, has she blocked me? I don't remember. She has me. She puts me through phases of blocking. I'm not blocked. No, I'm blocked. Yeah, I'm blocked. Never mind. I'm blocked. Anyway, so now I'm blocked. Cool. I'm currently blocked. We'll see how long this lasts. I do make fun of her boyfriend, though. She doesn't like that. Men deserve to be lonely, responding to backlash over male loneliness epidemic. Men deserve to be lonely. A very comprehensive and not straw man at all. This is representative. So, spoilers, Sarah is in this video. I don't know if I'm in this video. I didn't scrub enough, but I was literally just going like this. Watch. I was going like this, and I saw, I don't know if it's going to pop up. There it is. If you can see it, I see her tweet. And here's what I notice off the bat. Okay, number one, we're going to start here. We're going to start with the fucking beef. Okay, here's my beef with Shoe. That's her @ She's been getting psychos in her mentions all fucking day. Shoe0nhead knows exactly who Sarah is. She knows me. She knows Sarah. We've all been mutuals. We've all had private conversations with each other. Sarah has had private conversations with Shoe. And she's in there. And you know what I notice here? No @ Scrubbing people's ats. Interesting. And suddenly I see very strange. Fascinating. So let's watch the video. She did the same thing to Demon Mama during her Balenciaga video. I didn't see that, but I'm not surprised because I don't watch stuff. So yeah, not at all surprised. Let's see. So Sarah's here because she's not a content creator. So it's not like one of those things.
I just got another person in my fucking mentions
right
with
now.
a American Psycho Patrick Bateman profile picture with a fascist thing in the background, being like, men commit suicide more, literally out of nowhere. Never seen this profile. 10 followers.
Well,
this has been all day for me.
Well, she put this video out 7 hours ago and left you in the video, so that's cool though.
Yeah.
Shoe0nhead, you're invited to come talk about this dumb shit again if you want. Sure you don't.
If you guys are unaware, my last video was the one I've been working on for a while called the...
Really annoyed she stole Chef John's music? I know it's free, it's fair use, but it's obviously Chef John's music.
Chef John claims Kevin MacLeod's music now. It's better than that stupid beat loop she's been using for years.
I guess.
Male loneliness epidemic. If you haven't watched that video, please go watch it first before you watch this one, so this all makes a lot more sense, and then come back to this one. Link in the description. Now, although there was a lot of support for this video, there was also a lot of hate. A lot of hate.
Because you were wrong. We talked about it in the video.
You literally had... She had so many people kissing her ass in her own comment section, and also our video that we put out about it, like, well, technically yours. It's not mine. I wasn't even in this. I put up your video on the YouTube channel. Yeah. And it got dislike bombed by her fans. Yeah. If anything,
but I mean, like, people
being critical of her has more hatred than the criticism of her. Like, what?
Well, yeah, you know how that works. I don't give a fuck, though.
In fact, the most hate that I've probably ever received on a video ever, and if you're familiar with the content I make on this channel, that should be shocking. From angry femcels calling me ugly to angry incels saying I'm a grifter who only wants to make money or something. Ridiculous. So before we get into those
ridiculous.
But like, also, I don't trust her on this because the tweet that she picked out of my shit wasn't about her or her video at all. So how many of these are going to be people just tweeting about something that wasn't her video, and she's going to say, oh, this was all hate directed at me?
She'll probably say, here's the context. This is the drama. And then, go. Is this past your stupid ad?
The red lipstick is the ad, I think.
I love saying I'm not just here for the money and doing that. I think she would say that, oh, that's the joke now because it looks stupid. Her cadence is literally the same as Greg's. Goodness. Really?
And a man will crawl through a Get back to the video. Men are lacking purpose, and a man will crawl through a broken glass for a purpose.
And there's a lot of truth to what she's saying there and in the whole video, which is worth watching.
I mean, that says it all, right? When you're agreeing with Matt Walsh, there's a reason that he's like, oh yeah, I see an opportunity here. You know what I mean? It's not coincidence that he saw an opportunity to appeal to your audience, which is of course always going to encourage people to move to the right wing. I know she's like, but I'm a leftist. I want health care. But you know, I guess it depends.
That video has 1.5 million views in just the last week.
Thanks, Matt Walsh. You're my greatest ally. My male loneliness video was...
It's crazy that she can't say, I fucking hate you. Yeah, it's crazy that you can't be like, fuck you, Matt Walsh, don't use my content.
How do you not just turn around and go like...
Right. No, now I'm being sarcastic, but she doesn't actually say anything. She has to count on you to be like, oh, that's sarcasm. But she doesn't, like, just be, fuck you, Matt Walsh. Like, don't use my content. Easy. How Shoe responds to criticism, I'm just a little girl. Please come defend me against the mean feminist. That's, I mean, you know, she is kind of doing that a little bit.
Was the fastest...
What were you going to say?
What?
I thought you were going to say anything.
Fastest growing video...
Say anything? Say something.
...on my channel to date. And there is a reason for that. It resonated with a lot of people. I got hundreds and hundreds of comments every single day by men venting in my comment section.
Wait a second. A bunch of lonely men saw Shoe0nhead throw them like...
Dude,
I'm
most
not
of her
shocked.
audience are the dudes who, like, they have a Patrick Bateman profile picture, they log on to Twitter, they post that same fucking meme that's like, online prostitutes don't get opinions. They, like, do all of this
Patrick
sexist,
Bateman
fucked up
fucked
shit.
prostitutes.
Yeah, I know. It's stupid. They don't understand their own bullshit.
He also
They
abused
idolize...
them, but I mean, like, he
They
regularly...
idolize psychopaths on purpose.
Yeah.
Like it's literally dudes who are incels. She calls her haters incels, but the people who are jumping on the train to support her are like men who can't get laid. In the comments section, I was reading through some of it. It's like, I'm 25 years old and I've never had a girlfriend because I'm so shy and I got bullied for liking anime in high
fuck
school.
off. Anime. Everybody likes
it's
anime.
like-
Fun. Stop. I'm weird for not really being that into anime. I'm the weird one, okay? I'm bullied for it. Not you, anime enjoyer. Fucking weirdos. I mean, it's not surprising, Shoe, when you have a bunch of unimpressive men in your audience, and that also just want this kind of content from girls like you, right? Like, she does this little, it's not Manic Pixie Dream Girl, it's Manic Pixie Tradwife vibe, right? And she's always trying to like push that out, and she dates the conservative schlubby guy, and they're like, I got a chance. And so of course they like this. They're gonna vent in your fucking comments because you're a girl. Guys always dump emotional labor onto women, and you're just experiencing that. But she sees this as like positive, I'm helping attention stuff, and instead it's just like allowing men to wallow in their misogynistic worldview because she gave them permission.
Yeah, it's like, it's okay for you to go on Twitter and post, OnlyFans prostitutes don't get opinions. That's not why you're lonely. It's because feminism or something.
That's right.
Feeling like for once they were being heard. And
Can we
that
pause some of these?
Yeah.
I want to
got
go
hundreds
through
of
these. I want to see
feeling-
what she recommends.
It is
The
lonely.
worst part is you do
Constantly.
at certain times worse than others.
No matter what you try to do, but it is constant feeling overall.
like for
I'm 32, a dishwasher, and haven't felt a really connection with anyone since I quit drinking. I want to kill myself. I'm not going to, but the thoughts are there. Like, she's just using this as like, she's
Haven't felt a connection with anyone? This is not...
like, it's
fucking-
self-imposed.
This is not a
shit.
man thing.
This is not a man thing. I don't even want a bunch of women or sex. At this point, I just want to be seen and heard. I always feel like I need to provide for others, but when I need a shoulder to cry on, I'm
See?
on my own. Oh, so toxic
I feel like I
masculinity.
need to provide for others.
A thing, a social phenomenon, a social phenomenon that we agree is toxic and perpetuated by men, and yet when you talk to me about it, when I say, yeah, that's toxic masculinity and you're buying into it, you don't need to feel that way. You're putting this on yourself based on how society thinks that your gender ought to act. You reject it outright and just go, no, it's actually right. I should feel like shit. It's fucking crazy. It's actually crazy.
What?
This is self-imposed loneliness. This isn't real fucking actual loneliness. Okay? You're being antisocial weirdos.
These are the kinds of dudes who use women for free therapy whenever they like.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
They don't. It's like emotionally stunted people who have been, or who are victims of capitalism and the fucking world that we're in,
and they don't understand it.
They don't understand how to address their problems, and so. Like,
look at this.
See, look, you're told to be a man.
This is
This
the
is
worst,
toxic masculinity.
The worst feeling in the world is when you're taught to push through and bury your emotions all your life, and then to be laughed at or told to be a man when you do finally open up emotionally. You motherfucker.
And who's doing that?
You
men.
motherfuckers.
It's men.
It's perpetuated by men. What? Leftists
Women,
all over the world are like, reject this. Ignore what the gender shit is supposed to be. Men don't have to act a certain way. They don't have to be stoic. They can be emotional, and they ought to be. And the left is saying this, and when you express the exact thing they are giving you permission to do, you reject it. You reject the notion. It's fucking crazy.
But, like, also, Women don't just, like, waltz into friendships. It's not just, like, handed to you. You have to build connections with other fucking... It's an active process to build friendships and relationships with other people. If you are not somebody who has a worthwhile, like, reason for someone to be your friend, like, if you're a bigot or whatever, people don't like you. They won't want to be around you.
Right.
It's not on other people to coddle you and be your friend. You have to put yourself out there.
But all these people are also conservatives, and so they surround themselves with conservative men who do not act in accordance with their desires to be emotionally heard. And it's like, yep, that's of course what's going to happen. They're toxic and right-wing. It's the problem with them.
Remove yourself from that.
I'm 21, never
had a girlfriend. There it is. See?
First thing, never had a girlfriend. Number one. I get my validation off of my sexual interactions or my romantic ones with women specifically. They are goals to be met. This is a problem, dude. The only
thing that keeps me from killing myself is drinking myself to death because I don't have a girlfriend.
Yep. Also, capitalism. I see my friends maybe once or every 2 months. I've been living alone since I was 18. I work 10 hours a day, Monday to Friday, and sometimes I even go to work on Saturday, and I'm still broke. Wow. I wonder what conservative... Shouldn't you just get the grind set going and do conservative fucking... Get stoic, get a wife, get money, you gotta be a Top Lobster? Like, what? No, this is a condition of capitalism and the intersecting with toxic masculinity and the patriarchy. It just is. And every fucking time they mention this. Every time. Let's see who else. By the way, all of these ads blocked out. Wonder why. I'm usually ignored by the people close to me. I feel devalue. No one cares what I have to say. It always feels like people treat me like I'm an idiot. I don't use social media or dating apps or anything because it's horrid. The few friends I have either don't want to hang out or can't, mainly because one is in the military. I've honestly lost all care. I don't want to go to college. I work at a crappy job. I work out at the gym because it makes me the anger go away. Like,
the only outlet you're putting your emotions is I go to the gym and do angry lifts because I'm angry. And it's like, have you considered therapy, maybe? Have you considered talking about your emotions to another person? Have you tried that at all?
The few friends I have don't want to hang out. Yeah, I mean, like, do you put energy into
like,
your relationships?
One is in the military, your friends don't want to hang out, then fuck them. Find new people who want to hang out with you.
It's... It's crazy, dude.
They were being...
Listen to YouTube videos while playing video games is a great way to ignore your loneliness. Don't think it's sustainable, though.
Dude.
It's you're wallowing. This is a boy.
You're wallowing.
It's wallflowering at the dance, hoping that a girl asks you to dance and saving you at the you know what I mean? Like, it's the same vibes as a girl will come along and save my little sad boy life. This is... Like, I spend
most of my day playing video games and listening to YouTube videos, but I wouldn't describe myself as fucking lonely.
Me either.
Because I enjoy my, like, I enjoy my own company.
And
the idea that you can't be good enough for yourself is also an issue here.
Well, and then you social, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it needs, these guys are blaming the wrong thing. Being a man is listening to everyone's problems and not being able to express your own. Not my experience as a man, for the record. We are all in this shit.
Men are heard out more than anyone else.
Men are always bitching. Men fucking constantly complain because lots of things are fucked up. But men are the ones that bitch all the time about stuff. What are you talking about? I've never been in a situation where men haven't been around me talking about, like, this thing's fucked up or that thing's fucked up. I have opinions and a take about this or that. When have you ever met a man that didn't have takes? Like, we are all in this shit, yet somehow it's us versus them. Us versus who? Men are the okay, look. It's men collectively are society's problem. We, as individual men, can choose to stop being party to that. But when we talk about it, you just continue to do your conservative bullshit, which expressly says you have to do this shit. Right? Anytime the left brings up any kind of, like, the notion of a safe space includes men, for the record. Like, you can have safety in camaraderie. You can have so much, like, men can have positive spaces, but it's just like, it has to be fostered, and they have no fucking tools for this because they reject the notion of, like, equality and intersection and
here's the problem, though.
And sensitivity.
It's that
openness.
Men's voices have been broadcasted and put at the top of the poll for most of existence, right? Like, men have been seen as the authority and have had most of the reach and access to have their voices heard. And now that other groups of individuals are speaking out about specific community issues, now it's like, oh, well, you know, trans people and people of color and women can talk about their problems, but I'm a white man, and my voice has never been important. And it's like, you're just rewriting history at this point, dude. Just because other people are finally getting to talk about stuff and you are not the center of the fucking conversation, doesn't mean that you are now, like, pushed to the sidelines.
Absolutely.
Heard, and that they were
I don't need to read the rest of these. We can keep with the video. Lady McDaniel said, love how she's protecting all these dudes' Twitter handles, but Sarah's is in the video. Petty as hell. Exactly. And again, she knows who Sarah is. She's editing this video. It's not an I forgot situation, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah.
In a place where they could talk.
You've done it to every single one of these. You went through and edited all of them.
There are people who are just like, oh, I have, like, autism or Asperger's or whatever, and I have a hard time socializing. And it's like, yeah, so you're gonna go to the right who uses, I mean, even June uses fucking, like, ableist slurs and stuff?
Yeah.
Like,
but
that's
not even
your
that.
community?
Not even that. They're not just ableist slurs. Like, they just reject outright your fucking conditions, usually. Like, any sort of, like, mental health issue you have.
Or they're like, that's not real, or they use it as an
issue.
insult.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's listen for a minute.
Simultaneously the most heartwarming and heartbreaking thing I've ever seen.
Puke.
And this discussion blew up so much that it eventually reached TikTok.
So apparently there's a male loneliness epidemic right now.
That was funny.
Is this the consequences of your own actions? Men get recognized for the useless things that they are in society. And what do men do? Oh my god, I'm lonely!
Is there a male loneliness epidemic right now, or are more and more women just progressively realizing that there's a lot better things to do in life than be stuck with a toxic, insecure man?
Yes. I don't think we're in the middle of a male loneliness epidemic. We're in the middle of a mass female awakening.
Facts.
You're just reaping the consequences of your terrible upbringing, your own actions.
That sub looked fucking great. 1 second. I kind of want, like, Jersey Mike's now or some shit. Yeah. Jimmy John's even. Don't they suck, though? Are they bad people? Probably all of them are.
Some men are lonely because y'all are fucking creeps.
Y'all deserve to be lonely every single One of them. This is their fault. Fuck them.
Men's loneliness.
Okay, can we talk for I say we. Can you talk on the concept of female rage and why this is valid, and we should talk about
phenomenon.
Can we talk about also why the hyperbole of every man should be lonely is a valid vent?
Okay. I'm going to explain this phenomenon, especially TikTok, because so this is funny. She's acting like all of this is in criticism of, like, her video and her, I made such nuanced takes about how men have feelings. And all this. That's not what this is in response to, especially on TikTok. There's a huge conversation in feminist TikTok talking about things like fair play, like the unequal distribution of domestic labor for women over the years, shit like that, and how weaponized incompetence is still very common. This pops up on my feed a lot.
Yeah.
And oftentimes it's people venting frustration that even now, after we have had multiple feminist movements, we still have a patriarchal society in the way that we structure gender roles, and that men think that all they have to do, this is in direct response to men like manosphere types who are like, all you gotta do is make money and you'll get high quality women who are virgins and 19 years old or whatever. It's like, yes, of course we're gonna have a visceral reaction to just like dudes trying to reinstate the 1950s housewife bullshit.
Right. Ridiculous.
It's not about her. This is in response to being dehumanized by patriarchy, and it's a rage response. And like, if it doesn't apply to you, then don't get mad about it. It's like being upset when you see a trans person venting about how, like, cisgender people have held them back from medical care, which is fucking true. And as a cis person, I'm not gonna say that's not fucking true. Just because I disagree with the cis people that are doing that thing. Right. But, like, yes, as a whole, they are, like, and it's on me to hold up my end and fight against that, right?
Yeah.
Just like it would be on men to fight against the stupid fucking, like, like, fresh and fit dumbasses who just want a woman to basically be their mother and their bang maid.
Ooh.
And the male loneliness talking point came from the statistics that say that men are not having sexual and romantic relationships at rates that they used to, like, and that women initiate divorce and that more people are getting divorced or just not getting married in the first place. The metric by which they are saying male loneliness even exists starts with the fact that men don't have relationships, therefore they're lonely. It wasn't about men don't have friendships or emotional support networks. Like, that was not the original talking point. But now that women have come out and reacted to the, like, toxic masculinity part of it, you have other dudes coming out and pretending like that wasn't ever the fucking conversation. And just like, oh, but I just want friends in a social support network. Like, that's not what dudes were advocating for in the first place.
Yeah, they say girlfriend first, and that's the thing that would heal them, for sure. Like, if you gave them two really good guy friends, it wouldn't change a thing, unless those guy friends were really good influences. Like, it wouldn't change anything.
Men's loneliness epidemic that's going on, that sounds like it really sucks. Just wondering if they've considered smiling more.
Wow. This is a direct reaction to what happens to women.
Yeah, come on. That's great. It's crazy that she has no fucking kinship with the feeling here.
She doesn't have kinship
it's crazy.
because she's a pick-me who fucks reactionary right-wing dudes, and when you do that, you sell out other women.
Fucking true. Mr. Whiskers, thanks for the fitty bitties. Got him. I mean, that's true. Yeah.
Like, look at her fucking Barbie review and how she's like, oh, it's so sweet that the Kens want to mansplain the Godfather to their girlfriends.
Yeah, that's fucking
crazy. That's a real relationship.
It's crazy, too. Like, even in a caricaturized version of, like, what's an annoying thing men could do? Mansplain the fucking Godfather to someone who doesn't care? That's a funny joke that everyone can get around. It's sort of like how back in the day, sitcoms were like, don't you just hate your spouse? And everyone was like, yeah, because we forced to stay together and our parents taught us wrong. And that's why that media was like that. The media we have now is reflecting the current vibe. It's crazy. She doesn't have any of this. She doesn't at all. Like, does she identify with other women at all in their experience?
No, I don't think she does or ever has.
It's very strange.
She's always been anti-feminist.
Does she have any friends that are ladies?
No, and she literally reached out to fucking Just Pearly things and was like, tee-hee, let's be friends. And then even Pearl was like, haha, no.
Wow, that's a really funny joke. I've never heard that before.
Have the men just tried smiling a little bit more?
You know, I'd recommend smiling more. Have they tried smiling
wow,
more?
It's almost
Have you thought
like
about
this
smiling
is the
more?
joke.
Yeah, it's because
It's almost like this is the joke, June, because women get told to smile.
Yeah.
Maybe they should smile more.
Maybe they should try to smile more.
Have they tried smiling more?
That's awful.
Have they tried smiling?
Is this why people think women aren't funny?
No, it's because of people like you.
Yeah. This is...
She's like, I'm not like other girls. Women aren't funny.
It's so funny that the joke here is that men are misogynistic, and your reaction to that is, what a bunch of fucking whores. You know what I mean? Like, what a bunch of fucking hysterical women. I'm gonna do a sexism.
Women can't be funny.
Are funny.
Clap, please clap.
It's crazy how often you just fall into being one of the fucking guys that are scumbags. She's essentially like Leafy is here if he was trans.
She frustrates me because she reminds me of back when I was like 14 and this was like my defense mechanism. So, okay, there's like a phase that some women will go through where they'll be like, I'm not like other girls. I don't like girly stuff and like basic things. And I can take being verbally assaulted by men in a COD lobby because you have to like prove that you're tough. And it's all cope. It's like, it's genuinely all cope. Because it's like, that's not how we should be treating each other in the first place.
Right, we have to buy into the misogynistic fucking
socializing
so that we can, so that instead of being hit directly with it. Yeah. If you're not hit directly with it, you can kind of glancing blow the thing and like, yeah, that's not for me, that's for other girls. Like, it's stupid.
Bleak. Now, TikTok isn't the only place where this insanity happened. The thumbnail of my video went viral on Twitter, which led to some of the most funniest and unhinged reactions. So we are going to go through some of these and talk about them, as well as some of the angry comments I got from the manosphere. Let's jump into it.
Let's see.
Male loneliness is not real and not valid.
True.
Men are lonely.
We got one that's a reply.
Men are lonely because they are terrible.
Because they are terrible people.
Yeah, not all of this is about her video. This is just what Twitter was talking about once. You know?
Why should anyone have empathy for men? Men were born bad. Men are subhuman, and their loneliness can't be cured because they can't relate to actual human beings. Most men are born useless, and are meant to die alone.
Can you pause?
This is so funny.
I could literally do this with all the misogynists from her comment section that are showing up in my tweet saying, like, prostitutes don't get opinions.
How about we do a section of the misogyny right here of the different clips right now? How about you do you want to do that? You could do literally this, but the misogyny. The opposite side of this. Men are born useless.
God, I don't want to fucking... Well, yeah, but I could literally go to any fucking
That's what I'm saying.
misogynist Twitter with 2 likes on each post and post like, women should get in the kitchen, and then use that to represent like everyone. Like, you're just doing that here by cherry picking a bunch of nobodies.
Nah, male suicide rate needs to be higher, actually.
Like, you're being clowned.
These men are 100%.
A person with like a K-pop Abby.
Yeah, these are funny. These men are
the most misogynistic demons on the planet and deserve every bit of loneliness they feel. LOL. You don't understand.
I actually know that tweet, because that was the one that I quote tweeted a quote tweet of. That tweet had like 3 likes, and it's from like a 15-year-old Taylor Swift account. Why are we acting like this is seriously, like, the position of women?
You don't understand the pleasure it gives me to see these men crying and depressed. Imagine losing in the world that is literally built for you.
This is funny, though. These are
They
funny
always act like
roasts.
Women can't be funny. But
Women can't be funny. All of these are
but
funny.
when we make fun of men, oh, my feelings.
All of this is funny. These are funny jokes.
Wait, she can make sexist jokes about women, and that's funny, but
Yeah.
you can't make sexist jokes about
Well,
men.
trans Jeffrey Dahmer, Evie, is very serious, okay?
Like, what? Yeah, really?
Like, come on. Shoe, what a fucking pearl clutch, dude.
This is an insane
The left can't mean.
question to ask, considering how society continues to fail women and girls at every turn. Crazy how men's well-being is considered a communal responsibility, but women's well-being isn't even considered.
That's
This is
fucking true,
true.
dude. And she's gonna say, well, here are some examples of women's well-being being considered because we're currently talking about it.
But the thing is that when you talk about it, people like her fans and her push back against it when women talk about our well-being.
Yeah. This one's true. This one's not a meme.
Oh, how delightful! A tweet from Earth 2! I'm so tired.
Interesting. I'm noticing a very different non-edited fucking inclusion on, and not even to her?
So this is fun because this is a reply to one of my other tweets.
It's not
this
to
isn't
her?
So this isn't to her.
This
is like a reply to a reply of someone else's take. I have the original. Hold on. I'll send it to you.
It's the Demon Mama shit again. Literally, Sarah doesn't make content, is here because this happened.
So my response was because Victoria was doing the exact same shit that June was and took the exact same tweet that Allison person, that Swiftie account.
Yeah.
And so
incredible.
I was like it's fucking dumb.
June is not tagged in this. June
she has had me blocked for like 2 years.
June isn't tagged, and she knows. Shoe knows. She didn't fucking edit this out.
So this is a reply to another tweet. That says, imagine saying that any marginalized group is like they are to blame for their own oppression. Like Victoria was saying the lack of empathy on the left, which is why the right radicalizes men, which is fucking insane. It's like saying that a trans person being cringe is why transphobia exists. It's fucking stupid to ever blame any sort of marginalization on a person simply fucking existing.
Yeah, it's crazy shit, dude.
Like you can't literally be like, oh, this 150-year-old Swiftie account is why misogyny exists.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it was stupid.
So I was already pissed off by that take, and so this was my response after that.
Tori is capable of having good takes, but routinely has fucking dog water takes.
Yeah.
Can we fucking stop that? Is that a thing we can stop, Tori? That'd be amazing.
So the second part of this was me ranting about how, like, yeah, it is frustrating to see everyone act like male loneliness is some sort of fucking, like, epidemic we really need to focus on right now, when you can't even address the issues of, like, women being fucking raped. Like, Me Too was treated like a joke.
Yeah. And, of course, Sarah's not.
But it's everyone's responsibility to take care of some incels.
Sarah hasn't tagged Shoe on this and isn't part of this conversation. Ridiculous. A fucking ridiculous move, bro. Incredible.
Of the idea that we must have
is the next person fucking
infinite empathy for men's loneliness while women are sexualized from fucking birth. We are assaulted, harassed, raped, and killed for something we didn't choose to be.
Yep.
But boo-hoo, the poor men and their inability to make friends.
Yep.
You know we can talk about multiple things at the same time, right? Also,
So
it's
then
deranged.
stop talking over me, bitch. Why? If we're talking about multiple things, then stop talking over me.
We can talk about multiple
away.
things, then
Leave
talk
me
about
alone.
this one. Then talk about this thing. No, we can talk about multiple things. Oh, well, Only they can talk about multiple things. You bring up a different thing. No. Interesting. Fucking hilarious, June. I would love to have a conversation about this. Just you and Sarah.
I literally, you know what's funny? My response to her video was actually, I went to her video and said, I'm willing to have an actual one-on-one conversation with you about this if you want to. Yeah. Or not even privately. I was like, I'm willing to do a debate if you want. Yeah. I can talk about the male loneliness thing if you want my take on it. But no,
I don't think she does.
This is what she does instead.
Just fucking no fucking censoring. Send your little fucking incel squad over. And that's what's been happening all day, by the way. So
to say that society doesn't care about women's
I know she would fucking never, dude. She's a pussy. June has always been a pussy.
We have domestic violence shelters that we can go to. Men don't.
It's almost like it's because we're the ones who overwhelmingly face the domestic violence.
We have a nation that has domestic violence shelters.
For women.
For women, specifically.
Why?
Why, June? Why do they have domestic violence shelters? It's on account of the rampant domestic violence within the male community. This is a patriarchy rearing its head. The reason you don't have like shelters for men is because men do not acknowledge men's abuse.
Yeah.
Not because fucking women aren't. Because we don't acknowledge women's abuse. Because we deny that men are abusive. And if men aren't abusive, they certainly can't abuse each other. Come on, dude.
Women have specific
fucking
shelters in response to it. Like, in response to violence.
Please have this discussion. I fucking dare you.
Assaulted by women, men being raped is all played off as a joke.
It's not played off as a joke. By who?
No,
the fucking right wing.
No. I said this on Twitter. Whenever a woman gets raped, men say, "No, it didn't. You're making it up for attention or money, or you're making a false accusation." When a man or a boy gets raped, men say, "Gee, I wish that was me."
Yep, it's always the fucking men. It's the right-wing men.
Dude.
Every time.
Do you commonly see women going, that boy deserved to be raped?
No.
Is that a common fucking thing that women do?
Yes, it's all toxic masculinity. Again,
Who's
it's all
making
misogyny.
the fucking rape of men a joke? Men.
Yep. Fucking dumbass, dude.
How many dudes have I seen make like "don't drop the soap" memes or fucking like prison rape memes or
or I wish
talking about raping their friends as a joke?
Yeah, literally.
It's always been treated as a
and have literally.
joke.
By the way, men have literally sexually assaulted each other as jokes. You know, they put their fucking nuts on
Even
each
fucking
other.
Crowder sexually assaults his own workers.
Yeah, man, this is like a normal
Allegedly.
thing for them. That men are fucking shitbags. A lot of them are. It's a lot like coming out of manhood, being taught to be a man by other men. They're not all good people. We all acknowledge this. Not all of them are fucking quality guys, and it took me knowing women to understand, like, oh shit, like we could be really fucking shitty if we're let to. You know what I mean? Like, if we're let to our own fucking socialization, men would be fucking dog shit. I'm very thankful that I've had good friends that were women. I got very lucky along the way. That must have
Elfbreath makes a really good point.
Remember
oftentimes when men are talking about these issues, they're not doing it out of genuine concern for other men and their well-being. They're doing it as a points to hate on women thing. Yeah. Like
so they can put
I've
one
never
in the
seen
scale.
any of these dudes out there trying to get rid of the toxic masculinity that would fucking reduce the normalization of making fun of men who get raped.
Yeah.
When a little boy is molested by an older woman, it's seen as cool and hot. Society is
by men
all around. It's not a competition. It is not a zero-sum game. My video can exist alongside your advocacy for women's rights. As long as you're not saying dumb fucking shit, I will stay out of your way. I don't give
You're not staying out of the way. You so far sent misogynists to harass me, you fucking idiot.
I mean, this is just...
I literally had one of her fans say to me that boys who get raped by women enjoy it. Literally one of the people that came from her video came to tell me that little boys who get raped by their teachers or whatever say, nice.
Yeah. No, I'm good, dude. So the left is opposed to this, and the right wing are the people who are like, wow, we'll just take our boys to Hooters, you know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. It's fucking crazy. This is actually... I think she doesn't have any more brain cells. I think she's just fucking actually stupid. Just, it's over. Maybe she just doesn't have, there's no chance. Empty noggin.
It's not that, no, it's not even that she has no brain cells.
You think this is
nefarious? I'm gonna be honest. Okay, part of it is that I think she's just dumb,
black?
but part of it is I think that it's, again,
you black
it's the cope of the I'm not like other girls, please like me, men, please validate me shit.
So, okay, what would you say June's motivation is then, in your opinion?
Attention.
Okay. The same dude just said that to me, by the way. He said nice to the ordeal of being a survivor. Nice. Great. Excellent. We love it.
I don't give a fuck about male loneliness. Like, bro, if you can't meet a girl, just dial up the queer homie and hook up like a normal person. God.
This is
a
funny.
joke!
Why can't we make jokes, dude?
It's nice that you censored the ats of these people, just like really bookending the whole thing. Like, just one person wasn't. That's very odd.
If men are
there was another person, but they had a blue check, so I don't know if she was like, oh, they have a blue check.
They had a blue check,
like,
yeah.
you can buy a blue check now.
I guess,
so.
yeah.
Only on an epidemic scale,
Crazy,
why don't they just cuddle and make out with each other?
Yeah.
Why don't they just
Facts
befriend
and
and
true,
date
do
each
it.
other? Problem solved. I love this advice. Just be gay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not advice. It's a joke, but yeah, it's just like
Kiss the homies.
kiss the boys, man. Also, I think a little bit of it's tongue in cheek because a lot of these guys probably should
Are homophobic.
could inspect their own sexuality because a lot of the reason for their homophobia usually is self-hatred
a lot of the
their
guys-
own ideas. You know what I mean?
A lot of the guys who don't get close to their male friends do it out of they do that out of
'Cause
oh
it's
I don't want
gay?
to be gay.
I wanna be
Too
gay.
gay to be that close to your friend.
Too
your
gay
male
to
friend.
love your friend. You don't have to fuck everybody you love, for the record. You want to fuck your mom? They might, actually. What about dad?
Simply become gay. Are you a lonely man? Are you a fucking loser? Consider sucking dick.
My dick
Tell
is
me what-
actually so moist it's dripping.
Well timed, Mr. Whiskers.
Unironically, yes.
It's only gay if you
Some
look at
people
each
might
other.
discover it.
It's only gay if you make eye contact. I've heard that one before.
I, as a queer woman, should take time out of my day to care about men and their issues. Quickly.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Because, like, so men's issues are not
Dude,
the
when you
thing that
when,
we are worried about because it's not.
how I don't know how to explain this, but it's like, how am I supposed to have empathy for a guy crying that he can't make friends when the Supreme Court is trying to put its fucking hands on my body? Why?
Right.
Like, how am I supposed to muster empathy for somebody crying about the fact that they can't just go socialize with other people?
So this is the same reason why the guy with the paper cut, we let sit in the lobby while the guy with the heart attack we take into the emergency room. It's just triage. So this is social triage. It's the same exact thing. This is, I guess, the concept that I was trying to say. Social triage. The things that are at the top of the list are things that are like currently a problem. Reproductive rights, LGBTQ rights, like all that. Men being lonely is not a problem in the government. It's not a problem at all. It's just regular loneliness. These guys are all talking about like how they work too much.
Which women do too. That's the problem.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like
this
everybody
is a
has
men's specific issue, but it's not a men's specific issue. Everyone's lonely because we're alienated by capitalism. It's men trying to wrap their hands around that and say, "This is mine. I'm the only person who's lonely because of capitalism."
The
and
absolute
it's like,
boy.
No, everyone is.
The absolute boy. You're asking for intersection. You're asking for an equal section of the pie on intersection during a time when it's not your fucking time to be centered in the conversation. And Like, it's just not a problem. Like, you guys keep responding to points that are not made. You don't listen to the fucking points that are being made right now. You're not hearing the fucking words I'm saying right now. You are asking to be included in a conversation that is not the fuck about you. It's not about you, because the problem that you are identifying here is not specific to men. You are just a man who is lonely. You fucking bitch. You coward. You loser. This is what I'm talking about. It's not about you. It's not about men. Men are not the only lonely person. The left is handling, like, the conversation about, like, oh, we work too much, we need more time with our family, that's a leftist issue that you are folding into this because it's one thing that makes you sad.
And it's not a thing that men can claim.
And then what
Women
you're using...
are literally alienated by the exact same fucking issues in society.
And what you're using is sexism to scapegoat your fucking problems. And you may not think you're fucking doing that, but when you list among your problems, I want a girlfriend, it means that. It's what it is. Because we all know the lonely man problem is solved by waifus. If everyone got their waifu, they would be fucking fine and we wouldn't hear anything about this, because the goal of male loneliness is not to have the boys around, it's to have a girl around. They want a wife, they want a girlfriend, they want someone to take care of them.
Some of them are like, oh, I don't have any friends. But when they talk about their friends, it's all toxic dude bros who are in the military who play COD and call each other the F-slur.
And
like,
if
that's
what you
not
want
fucking
is
friends.
And so if you don't know how to do that, then that's the problem, that you're not listening to this talk. You don't have friends because you won't listen to this. That's the reason, by the way. You're like, oh, my problem actually isn't that I want a girlfriend. Okay, I'm actually genuinely, I want men to be positive with. It's because you're not a leftist. Because there aren't positive male spaces outside of leftism, because you just don't learn it. We're not equipped to be positive with each other if you don't know how to be. And so if you don't know the concepts, it's going to be very rare that you find a genuinely wholesome guy, because we are, as men, as one of them myself, we're socialized not fucking the best. We can agree on that. Don't fucking shirk responsibility. It's ours. Such fucking pussy shit. Don't talk in my chat. Don't talk in my chat. You're really dumb. Listen in my chat. Listen. Genuinely, your problem if you're lonely, you're not listening.
I hope you have a fantastic day.
You're not using your ears. You're trying to talk. Part of the problem, you're trying to center your fucking self because you want to be heard. This is the fucking problem. Quiet one. Thanks for giving it a chronic, dude.
I'm not disabled. Why should I care about disabled people? Why?
Is she really comparing men to a marginalized group?
Yeah. So again, social triage. Disabled people have a bigger problem than men. Just being a man.
Disabled people actually have like,
we need to fight for their right
fucking issues in society
to medical
where
care,
they
to
are
dignity.
oppressed because of being disabled. Right. Men are not systemically oppressed because they are men. That is the functional difference here.
Men are systemically oppressed by patriarchy, but for different reasons, not because they're men.
They're mostly systemically oppressed. Most men will face
capitalism.
Oppression on the axis of fucking class.
Yeah.
Like, that's either class or race. Yeah. Or disability status or sexuality. Like, those are going to be the things that men are going to face.
And it's intersection.
And not because they're men.
And the reason it does is because the intersection with patriarchy demands that these are, lower classes than the man, right? Than the man that is their ideal in that system. And so, yeah, capitalism obviously exacerbates it, but you would have the same problem if we didn't have to pay for rent, you know what I mean?
Hunky Gal's right. So, like, fucking disabled people can only make so much money, or they get disqualified for benefits. They can't get married, or they can face financial punishment from the government. Like, a man getting married isn't going to face a financial detriment from the government mandating what his income can be because he's a man. These are not on the same level.
No.
Why talk about unions or workers' rights when I'm self-employed?
What the fuck?
If I only cared about causes that only affected me, I wouldn't even have a YouTube channel. I mean, yes, you don't have to care. You don't have to care about everything. But it doesn't affect me, so why should I care is just a terrible reason not to care.
That is not what people are saying.
That is not what they said.
That is just like, why should men's problem rise above the other problems? Yes, we can do all at once, but the thing that you're talking about isn't a real problem. You're identifying the other things that we're talking about that obviously need to come first. And you're saying, like, oh, a symptom of that is that there are some men that are lonely that misidentify the reason that they're lonely, and we need to talk about that specific issue. It's like, we don't need to talk about that specific issue because we identify what they're misappropriating. They're misunderstanding the intersection of capitalism.
I doubt that person would say that they don't care about it because it doesn't affect them. They're saying it as, like, I'm somebody who's actually marginalized in society, right, and you want me to care about... It's like being a starving child, right? It's like being a starving child and being expected to feel bad for the kid who didn't get a BMX bike for his birthday or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're expecting, the level of empathy for someone to have for someone who's way better off than them.
It's like, yeah, I want kids to have bikes, but I feel worse about the kid that doesn't have food than the kid that didn't get his bike.
Exactly.
There's no such thing as misandry, just women who have had bad experiences with men and have woken up.
Let's talk about that.
I'll be honest, I think misandry is just a scapegoat to reflect misogynist hatred back on women after they've had enough. Like, I know there are genuinely women who hate men at a fundamental level. Most of those people end up being TERFs anyway, and they usually end up just wrapping right back around into conservative. But they're not educated people. Most of the time, what people call misandry is women's reactions to being, like, facing misogyny their whole life.
I'd say that's probably true. I think anything we identify as misandry is usually just more like earned by the reputation of worse men and applied to men who haven't earned that. That's essentially like what misandry is. But I mean,
it's like,
if we want to use the word misandry to describe the phenomenon of hating a man specifically because they're a man, we can. But I don't think it's on the same level as misogyny, even close. That's what I think.
No, it's like,
we can use the word to communicate.
To me, backlashes from marginalized communities, it's very much like if you have an animal that's been abused, that animal is not going to trust fucking any other human again, right? Like, they're gonna bark, they're gonna lash out, they're gonna run away from you, they're gonna, like, raise their hackles or whatever. And that is a trauma response to being abused by someone in the past. Does the person who is approaching that abused dog deserve that reaction from the dog if they have good intentions? No, they don't. But if you are a person who's walking up to an abused dog to rehabilitate them, usually you go in with the idea of saying, like, oh, I know this fucking animal has faced trauma.
Acknowledging the trauma is the first step to treating it right.
I need to approach this in a way that I understand they are lashing out at me and it's not personal. It's that they have a trauma response.
I'm surprised you went with dog when you've done this with a kitty, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I know. Literally, our cat, like, clearly he did not grow up in a good environment, and so, like, I approached that through the level of his comfortability. I'm not personally offended because the cat was scared of human beings.
He's scared to get hit, but he loves booty pats. All right, let's keep going. Let's try to get through some of this. We have a lot to say, though, obviously.
I know.
There's no such thing as racism. Just white people who have had bad experiences with black people.
That's reversing.
That's you.
No. She's reversing it. There's no such thing as reverse racism. Just black people who have had a lot of experience of facing racism from white people.
Right, she did it wrong.
They always tie men's issues back to, they compare, this is a thing they do often.
It's almost reflexive, isn't it weird? How they just always
where they go, men are the equivalent to black people. And it's like, no, women are the equivalent. We're talking about marginalized group status. That's not what men are.
That's what you sound like. Can't stand this sort of pathetic pity party. We live in a time of abject plenty compared to any other time in history.
Dude, having plenty of chip options at the supermarket is not a time of plenty. This is not the kind of opulence that I think humanity deserves.
I don't think this person is a leftist.
No.
Yeah, stop being depressed. You have a bunch of cheap plastic shit from China.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you disagree with that person who isn't a leftist. Me too.
Line goes up, world more gooder. Male loneliness epidemic, and it's just them not being able to get laid. Like, we really don't give a fuck.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love how this is always the go-to when it comes to this conversation. Oh no,
It's
the
a
men
go-to
are
because it's
getting laid.
actually-
But if you, like, actually talk to some of these guys, like, even if you talk to some of these incels, the ones
Especially if Shoe0nhead talks to them. If Shoe0nhead privately talks to an
I
incel,
talk to one of these men, say, "Shut up, you fucking OnlyFans prostitute whore."
No. If Shoe0nhead DMs privately an incel, what the fuck do you think he's gonna say?
Yeah.
What? He immediately turns into a worm. Oh my god, I'm talking to Shoe0nhead.
Ones who, like, don't hate women, they're gonna tell you that
The ones that don't hate women, you know.
it's not really about sex. It's about companionship.
Companionship. Interesting.
What do they mean by companionship? A girlfriend?
Yes, they mean a girlfriend. It's about companionship.
It's about friendship. It's about having a girlfriend, a wife, a family.
A girlfriend, a wife, a family. Oh, wow. What? Oh, you mean the cis heteronormative things that they push onto men from birth to tell them that the thing that makes them a successful man is to grow up, marry a woman, have a white picket fence with a little house, and have 3 kids?
But here's the rub. These men could have those things if women found them desirable. That's the difference. Women do not find them desirable mates because they are bad partners. They're bad at it. They haven't learned how to be fucking men that can be quality partners with them. And the women are identifying this, rejecting these men, and then those men get depressed for a second. One guy was 21 years old, and he was like, well, I haven't had a girlfriend, guess I'm fucked, because society, he listened to Andrew Tate and listened to all these guys that say that
21 years old,
that they have to
your
get
life is over.
They have to get validation by having women in sexual conquest. And I'm out here saying, Kings, you don't need a bitch. And you can't say that. you can't have self-actualized men with confidence that is independent of women, because those are all the good men, by the way. A man who isn't so insecure he needs the woman to generate his self-worth. I am sad. Give me domesticated vagina and children I can ignore. True.
The problem is that the loneliness is stemming from the idea that you are owed this for existing.
But do the
that
women...
you are owed a family and children because you are a man, and that is what you're supposed to have.
Right.
You're not owed those things. You have to work for them. Other people aren't going to put up with you if you are a miserable fucking human being to be around.
And also...
they're just not going to.
And also, why do you want those things? Do you want them because you want them, or do you want them because Jordan Peterson then said that that's what makes you happy?
It's because it's a concept. They're not looking for love because... I'm gonna be honest. Most people who look at things like I'm looking for a partner or looking for love, it's so cynical to me, because it's like conceptualizing a person as like a thing in your life rather than just like falling for a person and then like mutually. Like you and me, literally, we weren't looking for relationships. We were people who started talking about our lives together. We got close. We fell in love with each other, and then we were like, we should be in a relationship. I feel like that's how most.
And then
that is like how most of my relationships have gone. Right? I don't go out and seek people out as a concept. I'm not like I'm single, so I need to have a partner right now, because that's fucking stupid.
Look,
and it.
I agree. We got lucky, but like that's the point. Like you have to be able to fucking be a whole person, man. And when Shoe0nhead's just like, no, actually, you just need a girl. So stupid, dude. You need a girlfriend.
And a lot of these people were like, well, you know, that's why we should just legalize sex work. And honestly, I don't think that's a solution. Maybe it's like a temporary one, but it's kind of like putting a band-aid on a broken leg.
First of all, we should do that, but not for that reason. But
here's the problem. It's not just legalizing sex work, it's actually like humanizing sex workers. Well, I think that. Because
that's still not
you can legalize sex work, but incels are still going to see us as fucking objects. Yeah. What you need to do is have people, because I have fucking people who have purchased my content who are lovely, nice individuals who see me as a human being and they think I'm attractive. And I love that. Like, that is the ideal. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with viewing porn, and I do think that that can help you if you, like, have a sex drive and you want to get off, or you're kinky or whatever.
Sure.
Or you don't have a partner. Nothing wrong with that. It's not a supplement for a partner. But
or you do have a partner. You can watch porn and you have a partner. It's okay.
Yeah, if you teach men to stop dehumanizing sex workers, I feel like it won't feel so cynical about the process.
Right? Because like they're like, oh, these are just whores. Like, really, they're people that are sexually open and want to share that with you and other people. Sometimes it's just for money, but sometimes it's because people like to do sex work. Like, I know independent sex workers are more often to be the case, but a lot of people publish their own porn because they like it. They just enjoy the process. You know, even if they rely on it under capitalism, they would probably still make porn without capitalism as a form of, like, you know, entertainment, validation, fun, kink, right? Like, people just like it. It's a thing. We're sexual beings. And if you want to get off, you can, man. I don't know. But they value women's fucking, like, it's so weird. They put these women on fucking pedestals, and it's just like, man, girls just want to vibe. They don't want to be a fucking goal. They want to be a person who has also dreams of their own that, like, you know, it has desires for how their life goes. Not necessarily being a mom and being a wife to you and a mother to your children and, you know, to clean all day. Like, maybe she wants to do other shit. Like, they don't think about this stuff.
This is a hot take, but I think also that if we, like, really humanize sex workers and female sexuality, that men would be less weird about it. And,
I agree.
And
it's not a hot take.
And they could also learn from women about how our sex drives and sexual needs go so that everyone can enjoy sex together. I don't understand why we put a prudish standard on women, but we still expect women to perform sexuality for men. Like, you're supposed to be virginal,
but also
until you meet a man, and then you're supposed to be a slut.
No, you're supposed,
but only for that one person.
Virginal to the throat go immediately.
But yeah, you're always supposed to be down to fuck from 0 to 100. It's like, why don't we all just, like, talk about how we're all apes that like to have sex?
Yeah.
Equally. And, like, have a conversation about that.
No, but they're too insecure about it because they have conservative upbringing and they're taught that all this is nasty. One of the big reasons Shoe thinks cure male loneliness equals wife and kids is because Shoe often says she dreams of living the trad wife life. She cannot think past her own trad worldview. What do you think, Jake? I mean, yeah, I mean, like...
I agree.
I agree that a lot of these people don't know, like, they're like, okay, this is the prescription to happiness because this is what I want. And they don't understand that other people can want other shit.
Yeah.
And that's why
people like fucking Dave, or like people who get mad at me and Jake because we don't have a traditional relationship, they're mad about it because they're like, I can't believe that this guy has a happy relationship and it's not a conservative woman who is making his meals every day and only having sex with him and all this stuff. Like,
I'm a better cook.
It blows their minds.
Well, it also makes them mad that I fuck good and I look the way I do. That's part of it. Like, they're just salty.
I mean that you look the way you do. Cute.
I'm a chubby guy. I know that you think I'm
chubby
cute.
Boys are cute, and
I agree, but men don't like that about me.
Well, that's another symptom.
I agree.
That's another symptom 100%. Of dudes who think what women like is big, strong, masculine men who don't cry.
I am a big, strong, masculine man who rarely cries.
You are strong. So you're very strong.
Hey.
But, like, they'll be like, oh, this is what women like, and it's like oiled up, hairless, muscular men, and it's like, actually,
I can be
my
oiled.
type is more like Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows. Like, especially older women tend to gravitate towards, like, older women will tend to gravitate towards, like, safe men, and safe men are usually guys who aren't uptight and hyper masculine.
Okay, but I'm not uptight and hyper masculine.
You are it's funny because you're masculine.
I'm not hyper masculine.
You are the most non-toxic masculine. Like,
I feel like I'm a little toxic.
It's because you have competitiveness. You have interest in, like, classically male. No, I'm not saying
competitiveness is good.
I'm listening here. your masculine traits. You have obviously interest in things like sports and stuff like that. You're very competitive.
Yeah. That's true.
Well, I would say the only
I think I'm positively competitive though. I don't think I'm like I don't hold on to it.
It's like it's clear you played sports growing up.
Jake's a bro. Yeah, I agree. I'm one of the bros.
Yeah, it's like one of the boys kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like
she let me hit because I'm funny, and that's pretty much true of every single person I've ever hit that's ever let me hit. Some of them wanted to be hit too. That's okay. I was a pro when I was a kid. Okay, can I also say, though, that there is... I don't know how to solve this as a society. I think it's probably the sex education. I know we're really not chewing through the shoe video very fast, but that's okay. Big, long shoe video.
It's gonna be a chock full response.
I feel like there's lots of content, lots to talk about here. I don't mind a barrel chest, but you don't need to be muscular and have one. Fuck, I lost my train of thought.
Audacious Noir sums up why, yeah, it's like a dude like that feels like he's gonna be an arrogant, grandiose, like, asshole.
Yeah. Oh,
or, like,
I know what I was gonna say. I don't know how to, like, really express this, but there is a disappointment that I feel like is hard to express in the difference between how women are just constantly sexualized. So they're like they select the people they're with through like a filter of who the fuck is the safest person that is constantly fucking barraging me with all this attention. While men are the ones trying to get you to pay attention to them because of the way we teach them to socialize this interaction.
We are the prizes to be hunted.
So I don't know how to express what I'm trying to say here, but I feel like it really cheapens ladies' experiences a lot of the time. As far as like man, I just don't know how, like, it's so foreign to you probably because of the way that happens. It's like the incel women get so much attention thing, but like because of that
one compliment while women get lots of compliments.
But I don't
It's like, you know why women get a lot of compliments? Because we compliment each other. It's the fact that in the face of marginalization, women have found community amongst each other because we have to survive. Whereas men don't have that. You don't have a trauma response to bond with other men out of that. Instead, you're just all inflicting it on each other in a circle and isolating yourselves. Like, men should have solidarity, but they don't.
True. A lot of men don't. Well, also, symptom of capitalism, we are crabs in a bucket at all times. We're taught to be competitive with one another. So, all right.
I don't think paying for meaningless sex with a stranger is going to solve the problem. In fact, it might make it worse over time.
Okay, meaningless sex. You can have meaningful sex with a sex worker even if the sex worker doesn't think it was that meaningful. I think that's possible.
I think this is nuanced because obviously some people will go to sex work to cope with the fact that they can't socialize.
Yeah, some of it's like, I mean, in the proper space, sex work.
If you're not healthy, you're
be,
probably not going to have a healthy interaction with a sex worker. In the
right,
you already don't.
In the right context, sex work can be really, really healthy. Is I guess what I want to say. Men are peacocks, flashy, loud, and annoying, and get attention from women. I guess. I've always been just cool. And so I get close with girls, and I'm like, wait, is this a thing? That's how I've always dated.
I like this trait.
I've literally never, ever done anything different. I literally been like, wait, is this a vibe? Are we, is this a thing? And they usually are like, yep, it is. Okay. Then I agree. Let's do it. Instead of a male loneliness epidemic, let's call it a cis male unfuckability crisis. Great tweet.
Instead of male loneliness
Great
epidemic,
tweet.
Call it a cis male unfuckability crisis. It's just like what I said in the video. They have to add cis now because they don't want to insult trans men.
Because trans men aren't on
part
the
of
same
this.
Trans men don't have a historical fucking issue with like exploiting women's domestic labor.
That's
or
right.
like standing in the way of women getting fucking equal rights. If anything, patriarchy treats them almost just as fucking bad as like cis women and trans women because they don't see them as real men.
Of course, it's conceivable for a trans person to take part in the bad stuff, in which case
trans men can be misogynist.
Yeah, in which case they'll be involved
as a whole
in the conversation, but they're not. Yeah, that's just because trans men aren't usually part of the problem here because they have an understanding of the intersection because they're fucking marginalized. Like what? It's strange. Because I assume she's going to say, because trans men are men, aren't they?
Men suck! I hate them! Oh, not you! You're not a man.
See?
But that's not what's being said.
That's not what's being said.
It's not transphobic to say that
cis
like trans men have a totally different experience of masculinity than cis men.
But that's the point, right? The idea is that eventually we would like for trans men to have as close to the experience
but the problem is that trans men will literally there's a video of a trans man who he said, like, before my transition I felt like there was a sense of community amongst people because other people
AFAB.
because I was AFAB and like women have a community. But now that I'm a man, it's so hard to get that because of the way men act.
Because you have to learn to socialize with other men, and it is different because of the way we're taught by these boomer ass men growing up. It is different. But that's the point. We leftists are like, wow, it's really fucking stupid that they did that to us. We could all just socialize like normal people, and there's a huge backlash against that. We could all just be normal together. Nope, we have to be weird and LARP like everyone tells us to act. You need to act the way that granddaddy wanted you to act as a man. Okay? Women gotta act a certain way.
Yeah, dude, Buck Angel is a great example.
Hey, absolute boy. If you say something as vapid as "didn't say that," again, you're banned. Wait, you just did. Never mind, you're banned. It already happened. Oh no!
Yikes, bro!
Imagine having a conversation, getting 3 chances to do it, and then just saying the same thing over and over. Strange.
When they stop killing women, I'll stop generalizing them.
True.
Maybe I'll start worrying about their loneliness.
Pause.
Okay.
Because
this one's the same here. We can say
they
this.
Stop unaliving and raping children and women.
There we go.
So right now on Twitter and TikTok, there is a huge fucking thing going on where a woman didn't give a man her number and got smacked upside her head with a fucking brick while a bunch of men stood around and didn't do shit about it, watching her get assaulted. She posted that video online, and so far, do you know what the fucking response has been from men?
Didn't happen.
1, it's not my responsibility to protect you. 2, you made it up. This is a hoax. You're lying. That is the response.
Yeah.
So like, don't fucking act like this isn't like that systemic violence against women isn't a real fucking thing.
Like, we can all acknowledge that men are the number one perpetrator of domestic violence on planet Earth, right? Of the two sexes. Of the two genders that exist, of course. Men are the number one perpetrators of these things, right? I think everyone agrees. This isn't even debatable. It's not even close to debatable. Everyone has an understanding that men are dangerous in general, even other men. Men will say to women, we know how men are. You know what I mean? It's been men saying it's her fault, too, because she joked around in a video where she consensually slapped a white guy and she is friends with. I don't know anything.
Yeah, they're trying to say, like, oh, look, she walks around slapping white men, so, like, it's her fault that she gets hit with a brick. Yeah. And now they're saying that she lied about it to make a GoFundMe.
Okie doke.
Yeah, lonely guys, stop raping children, and maybe you won't be so lonely.
Hey, do you want to go quickly to that one account that retweets or posts all the sexual predators that come out of the church? And can you tell me what the primary gender of those people are?
Do you want me to actually show it? Because I can.
Sure, yeah.
Because I actually can. Well, it's always. Did you know it's always going to be a man? I've actually never seen.
I don't think I've seen a woman on that fucking account yet.
I have to scroll a little bit, but there's one. Here you go. Let's just see. Let's go down the media tab. Man.
These are all convicted rapists.
Convicted right-wing pastors, cops.
Pastors, teachers.
Literally,
cops.
I'm just going to scroll. Cop, pastor, teacher, etc. Watch. Former Maryland Deputy Secretary of State Larry Hogan has been arrested for soliciting who he thought was a 13-year-old child online and attempting to meet up with her. Let me just scroll. Doesn't matter who. Let's see. Cincinnati, this might just be a guy. Let's go. We got one guy that wasn't a cop. Who's this guy? Oh, a probation officer?
To Catch a Predator didn't have a single female fucking...
Kansas police officer Joshua Hageman. 2 years of probation for sexually assaulting two 15-year-old girls. 2 years of probation. Wow. Anyway, we don't have to keep doing it, but yeah, you can see that there we seem to have an issue. We seem to have an issue. This is every day. Every day.
And they get away with it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
What's all this hubbub about male loneliness? Y'all are acting like you're oppressed when I've opened myself up to friendships and relationships with you just to get told I have sucking eyes.
True.
Hypersexualization of women at all times?
Sexualizing your friends. Yeah, that's fucked.
That is hyper-specific.
Yep.
Not everyone is your ex-boyfriend.
Oh my god.
Is June gonna tell me she has never experienced being sexualized by men?
She just enjoys it.
Right, like all of
men's problems are created by themselves. How is it women's responsibility to fix them? Seriously, why is it always women?
Amazing that still all these accounts are edited out. Strange.
Women's job to fix everything. Any chance to blame other women she seems to always take. LMAO, you are the problem. It's you carrying water for the patriarchy and blaming women for men feeling lonely and radicalized. I find it repulsive.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, we just skipped over the when 1 out of every 6 women are a victim of sexual assault at least once.
This is dangerous. Yeah. I think we should probably keep. That's strange that you read every word of everybody else until this specific tweet.
Yeah, what?
That's fucking crazy. You've bleeped out all sorts of words, rape and incest, all sorts of. And interesting, when we have a pro-woman statistic, one that says, like, look, women are victims of bad shit by men.
1 out of every 6 women. You probably know a woman in your life who has been sexually assaulted or raped.
Crazy.
That's just literally facts.
And I guarantee that this is low. Just based on my fucking head count of just women I know.
Some people estimate it could be 1 in 4.
I would be fucking shocked to find it wasn't 1 in 3, actually. Like, cosmic reality. And even more if we include things that aren't full-on sexual assault, but are, like, fucking creepy. You know what I mean?
Sexual harassment, I think nearly...
100%.
I don't think 100%. I could find a
Go.
single woman on planet Earth who hasn't experienced at least 1 instance of sexual harassment.
Yeah. And I would say 1 in 3 significant, like... I bet it's as high as 1 in 3 because a lot of them don't even know it was fucking, like, sexual assault because of reasons that we've talked about before.
Yeah.
Like, they don't know about consent and stuff. Marital rape, etc. Ignored part of it and left their info up. Well, I mean, not that much.
Literally marital rape.
Blaming women for men feeling lonely and radicalized.
Like,
I find it repulsive anytime I see a woman like her do shit like this. It makes me actively turn violently against things that even I would originally
12 views.
But, like, here's the thing, June. You don't understand. Like, yeah, it makes people fucking mad because you're not actually, like, participating in a nuanced conversation.
Right.
You're taking all these people, you're clipping a bunch of, like, 12-view fucking radfem accounts and acting like this is some, like, you paint feminism in a bad light, you turn men towards the right wing, and then, like, people
Reaping
get
and
mad
selling,
at you
bro.
for it.
Reaping and selling.
are nuanced
Literally
topics.
pointing
And also,
people to
yes,
her
men
right
are
and
lonely.
boyfriend's content.
No, it's not up to women to fix that. Fuck off, Nazi bitch. Things I blamed in the video. Technology, social media, dating apps, and the commodification of love. The media, low wages.
Says men not getting families
Yeah, just a second ago.
and partners.
The housing crisis, social alienation, lack of community, the left not speaking to men. The feeling of having no purpose.
Wow, I love how toxic masculinity isn't up there.
Well, she keeps talking for men, and as a man, it's pretty fucking pathetic in my opinion. I have such like this is so alienating to me as a man. It like just because I
Also, how
respect
is the
myself.
left not speaking to men? I'm sorry, but the most popular fucking leftist streamer is Vosh.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear shit when the majority of fucking people who are popular in the left who make money off of leftist politics are fucking men.
Hey, that's me. Not as popular as Vosh, but I'll take a little Vosh money. Hassan. Any of those guys want to subscribe? That'd be okay. That is me though. But I agree. I agree with you. It just hurts a little.
Things I didn't blame. Women! Now this might come as a shock to you, but not everything has to do with women. Sometimes we can talk about...
She, throughout that video, actually did scapegoat women multiple times. But she just doesn't realize she's doing it.
That's what, yeah, she doesn't understand that, like, priming men to think that they are owed relationships with women and women's bodies to pop out their progeny.
Right.
Like, that's the problem. Not that fucking...
Ghost Dad!
It's not like she's walking up to women and saying, like, we need government mandated wives or whatever. She's saying that, well, men wouldn't be so lonely if they could have lives and wives and girlfriends and families and white picket fences.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, that does put the onus on women, and she doesn't realize she's doing that, but whatever. Ghost Dad, give one to Piedset, Cashel Gladio, The Envy Vixen, Honey Badger, and Pepper Mario. Thank you so much. I'm not Hassan or Vosh, but here you go, buddy. Hey, appreciate that. Me either.
Other things. Sometimes those other things are not women. My video was about society as a whole.
Which includes women.
And society... But the problem is she's saying it's about society as a whole, but loneliness is a men-specific issue. But it's
Which
not
leaves...
a issue.
Which leaves...
Yeah, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That includes women. I never said it was women's responsibility. I think I mentioned women like once,
would you say
and
it's
it was
men's responsibility?
Is it men's
If
responsibility?
If it's a men's issue and it's not women's responsibility, is it okay for me to say that it is men's responsibility to fix their own problem?
Fascinating. So now you have to choose. Whose responsibility is men's loneliness? And you say society's, but it's not women's? So it's us together? Everyone together! Okay, so everyone together, should we talk about women's issues first, since we all agree that all these issues intersect? And so then we should
but also that loneliness isn't gendered. It's not just men who are experiencing loneliness.
So we should intersect and be like, okay, what's the cause of male loneliness? And we agree it's capitalism and the intersection of that with patriarchy, and the effect of that is misogyny.
Men do not face loneliness more than women. Men do not face loneliness more than women.
True. That's actually true. Men do not face loneliness more than women. An American man is more successful at killing himself every... No. An American man...
attempt suicide 3 times more than men.
Men are more successful at killing themselves because they use violent methods to kill themselves, often guns. Women tend to not use guns to kill themselves. Because women
don't see. Look, women use it as a cry for help. They're just faking it. They don't want to die.
You literally defaulted to misogyny on one pushback. That's one pushback. Actually, Shoe0nhead's fans are dumbasses. They're actually so fucking stupid.
So let me explain this to you. The reason why women choose less violent methods to kill themselves is because even women who feel like they have nothing left to live for still consider what other people will experience when they find their body.
It's actually true.
Women are still doing emotional labor for other people even when they're fucking suicidal.
And this is by this is like reported by people who attempt suicide.
They're literally like, I took pills or fucking like tried a less violent way to kill myself because I couldn't imagine what it would be like for my family to find my fucking body with my head blown off.
So even
but
when...
men don't consider that, and they just are like, I'm gonna fucking die now, and then they use a gun. Like...
Women use it as a cry for help. Men are too much of a pussy to cry for help and just blow their brains out, is what you're saying. So, yeah, I think we should as men... maybe be able to talk to one another instead of whatever the fuck you're advocating for. Actually fucking crazy.
Literally, if you're just like, well, women don't mean it because they don't try hard enough. What?
When we bring up women try suicide more, this is why. Why the fuck should we give a fuck about men? Your response was to dismiss that as an actual problem, which is it's real, and scapegoat them, tell them that they don't actually have a problem. And this is their experience every time women say this is a problem we have. Men do that. And then when people
then it's like,
on Twitter say that as a joke,
your fucking problems?
people express their rage, turn it around on the men on Twitter here, and Shoe can't fucking handle it, neither can her fucking little fans here. But she'll never show up and actually have this conversation. She's willing to put other people's names in her fucking video that aren't part of the conversation, but not willing to put her fucking face on screen, have this conversation.
Women are also lonely, but that the media and society treats women's loneliness much differently than it treats men's loneliness. And yet,
it's not media and
tweets
society.
and comments.
No. It's that women have solidarity with each other. We band together for each other. It's a fucking trauma response. We have to do it because we were ostracized, alienated, and treated as second class for most of our time on this fucking planet.
Kippy, thanks for winning a cold ball.
Comments about how I was apparently blaming women and how it's not women's fault. It's to the point where I'm like, is this projection? Do you think it is your fault? But again, my video was not about
Do you think it's your fault? Because men are saying we want girlfriends, and the only response to that is that if they want girlfriends and wives, how do they get those? Women are saying, we don't want to be with you. And they're saying, but we want them. And then you're saying the solution is to have them. So how do they get there? To listen to the women or to just have them?
Here's a fun statistic. It's been shown that single women are actually happier, and often men, when you study things like marriage, single women benefit more in health, mental well-being, physical well-being, financial well-being when they are single. But if they are married, they often have lower health outcomes, lower like mental health and shit like that. Meanwhile, men only socially, mentally, and physically benefit and financially benefit from marriage.
Wow.
So, like, yeah, obviously, when women have to take fucking, like, what was it that the housewives in the 50s were using to cope with their situation? Yeah, like, when you're taking, like, laudanum to get through your day,
Quaaludes.
obviously, women are waking up and realizing that they could be happier, more fulfilled people just by themselves if they don't have to take care of somebody who expects them to be like a maid.
Yeah. I agree.
About you. My video was about men, and if you want to listen to a video about women and women's problems, like I said in the original video, tune into literally anything else. Go to any college campus, turn on any TV show, watch a CIA ad. She's so
Watch a CIA ad.
So what are your recommendations for feminist content other than just everything, quote unquote?
Because she doesn't watch any feminist content, because she wouldn't know it if she fucking saw it, dude. Because she's not a feminist, and she doesn't know what that means. It was speed. My grandma was on speed for the energy boost and to keep from getting fat. I don't think that's healthy.
embarrassing. Made an entire career out of being a Pickme.
Fucking true.
You didn't watch the video. And I'm not going to.
There's a couple other accounts that you're not buying.
Well, I didn't
blame people at this point for not wanting to engage with her fucking content.
Yeah.
Watch the video because I'd rather shoot myself than sit through a shoe video.
I mean, I watched it.
Sounds like women's suicide.
Take one for the team and watch this vid to get an answer. I'm sorry, but it was a 20-minute long video. I have ADHD.
You're insufferable.
And I know some of y'all do too, but I know you motherfuckers are watching 5-hour YouTube documentaries about shit like iCarly.
That's interesting.
That's because Quentin reviews.
Quentin's
is actually
good.
A funny guy.
Why dunk on? That's a side shot at Quentin, and we know that. Okay, Quentin, friend of the show. All right, and makes good content.
People watch 5-hour Quentin reviews because he's funny
and
makes
reviews.
funny content.
Yeah,
and your content is literally just like.
I mean, she gets
how can
views.
I make the men's like me?
But she gets them from boys. Shots fired at Quentin. He didn't do anything. I like Quentin.
I know you could take time out of your... busy schedule from being the most miserable people on Earth and watching.
Well, it's because you keep interrupting Shoe0nhead. She got so much to say. Okay. You think you have takes now or something?
20-minute long video. Here, does this help? Are you paying attention now?
Yeah.
She doesn't need to say
the thing I was talking about. Yeah. Subway, whatever.
Yeah.
Women.
Cobalt DP. Thanks for going to Friedkey. Thank you. First timing. Thank you.
It's fault for us to know exactly what she means. This is like bordering on schizophrenia. Yeah, she didn't say it, but we all know she did.
June, it's because you say that the solution to men's loneliness, again, is that they will have wives and families when it's being shown that statistically women are more happy to not be married and not have children. And so what is the onus, like, where does that fall? If women are increasingly happier to be alone, what is the solution if that
not even alone,
men are like
single
families?
Not married.
Well, yeah, single.
Like, yeah, I mean, she doesn't have an answer for that. She wouldn't dare fucking, like, to interact with that would just, like, she would have nothing to say.
This is why I advocate for mental health care to be free. We need to get these some therapy. Male loneliness this, male loneliness that. Do you know
how men in her comments that said they want to kill themselves because they haven't had a girlfriend?
Yep.
They're not the ones that need therapy.
By the way, she's back to that hip-hop loop.
Isolating it feels to almost never be able to develop genuine friendships with men because they see you as nothing more than an object for sexual conquest.
That's fucking true, dude.
This is so real. I think I actually retweeted this.
I'm gonna tell you something not many people probably have told you in your life.
Not everybody wants to fuck you.
It's not about you.
Oh, well, it is actually. So when you say
how is that what she got out of that?
Because she's
literally saying, like, this is a woman expressing the fact that she can't be friends with a lot of men because men just end up turning around and sexualizing her.
The real thing that everyone agrees is a thing.
That's so fucking lonely. That is isolating. It really fucking sucks to have someone who you think is a fucking friend and then they just turn around and start trying to exploit you sexually.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
With men because they see you as will probably have told you in your life. It's not about you. I get that the friend zone is a very frustrating thing to deal with.
Friend zone?
Trust me, I know. Nothing worse than enjoying being friends with a guy, but not having a romantic attraction and having to cut him off because you don't want to lead him on.
Yes, so you
lead him on.
I know
being friends,
a lot of male friends.
Being friends with a man is not leading him on.
I knew that this is something she has to have experience with as a girl who caters to men. Like, this is not a thing we should have to go through, June. This is not a thing we should have to deal with.
This is misogyny. This is the sexism we're talking about. That's sexism. She doesn't understand that it is. I have no idea why she doesn't understand it. The fact that you have had to lose friends because you were friends with a man who wanted more than that from you so bad. Like it's just so weird. It doesn't need to be like that. That's why I'm always just friends with girls. I'm just friends with them, and if we end up fucking, awesome. I like sex too. Like, what? It doesn't. Stop being so pressed. Ugh. And I understand, like, it's sometimes you could even just express interest and then take a no and then be okay.
But here's the thing. So the two sides to that sort of experience is that you have a girl who, and this is like comparing what each of these sides would say feels lonely. A woman would say that this interaction feels lonely because they thought they had a genuine friend who then turned around and just saw them as a sexual object.
Right.
Whereas the man in that situation would say, I feel lonely because I got sexually rejected by a woman who I felt entitled to.
Right. And you see how women's loneliness in this scenario, like both these people go home single.
Yeah.
Right? So the women's loneliness in this is not being humanized, and the men's loneliness is not having a sex object.
And so that's why
the different experience.
the solution to the male side of that transaction is to teach men to not value all women as sexual conquests and to dehumanize us and to, like, if you know, get rejected, not whine about the friend zone or whatever.
This video should be called a comprehensive debunking of Shoe0nhead's entire video.
I'm just gonna call her a liar. I don't know.
I mean, it really is.
Or hurt him. It sucks being girlfriend zoned. But coming into this conversation, basically like, woe is me, so many people want to fuck me, is a little insane. Like,
what the fuck?
See, she literally is thinking like a man. She's thinking like a man, where men go, well, women can't experience lonely. It's because everyone wants to have sex with me. That's a good thing.
That has to be the cope, because that's the only way that you could do this job, cater to the audience you do, and still fucking be happy. Is to be like, oh, actually, this attention is positive and not negative. I should feel good about this interaction that I constantly have with these vibrating penile men. Like, this is so fucking cucked, June. I don't know how to... I feel icky watching her do that. Like, it's so fucking complicit.
If you see a woman complaining about being sexualized as, like, a humble brag, that's the fucking problem.
Like, maybe if this discourse was about the friend zone, this would make sense.
It is! It is about the friend zone.
It is literally about that.
Like, that's one of the permutations of their loneliness that we're discussing. Yes, the friend zone is included in this conversation.
But this is like barging into a conversation full of starving people and being like, I ate too much chicken tendies, you guys.
Bro! No. So men saying I'm so lonely is like a starving child listening to a kid, like, when, you know, people say, oh, I had too many chicken nuggets or whatever. Like, this is literally that.
Because she has to frame the men as the victim here. She cannot understand that women being hypersexualized by all the men is not good.
Yeah, it's more like people are shoving uncooked chicken down my throat. Not that, oh, I had so much like, she's viewing sexual attention from men as something that's valued and wanted by this woman, who literally is saying it's painful to have to constantly be sexualized like that.
Right.
It's not wanted.
She's literally telling this girl from earlier, just smile more, but she doesn't realize it. You should be appreciative. You should be appreciative
that men look at you and sexualize you, because, you know, some men don't get sexualized by women.
Fucking crazy. June is genuinely so fucking cucked by patriarchy and men. Like, it's crazy how little advocacy she has for herself and other women.
My tummy hurts. Like, get out of here.
Women got sick of men creating a...
I feel like June needs to be deprogrammed from her cult. Well, she blocks everybody who disagrees with her.
She's in an echo chamber, so...
Yeah, dude. I can see the fucking guy that I banned from chat being like, no, you're in an echo chamber, actually you! And I love that for you, but you can't, no one will know.
She's the one that blocks literally everyone, so...
she blocks everybody.
Society where women were second-class citizens, so now men are facing loneliness.
True.
Yeah, this is payback to you for not letting women vote decades ago.
It's not decades ago. Oh my fucking god. Women are still... Let me look this up.
So it's not payback also. It is a swinging of the social pendulum, because women do not have to be forced into these relationships anymore because they have made progress socially. What you're seeing is men expecting what their fathers were given because of the society they lived in, and not getting that, and being really upsetty spaghetti that they were not handed a wife.
Although women comprise nearly half of the U.S. workforce, they still fulfill a larger share of household responsibilities. Married or partnered heterosexual couples in the U.S. continue to divide household chores along largely traditional lines, with the women in the relationship shouldering primary responsibility for doing the laundry, 58%, cleaning the house, 51%, and preparing meals, 51%. At the same time, men continue to take the lead in keeping the car in good condition and doing the yard work. Like, we're still splitting domestic tasks mostly to women, despite women now being a part of the workforce. We didn't defeat sexism when we just gave women suffrage. It's still an ongoing battle.
Jake is wearing a Star Trek shirt, and I have yet to grab his penis. Wait, whoa. Because I'm sexy? Is that why? Makes sense. Because it would be like a sexual. If I was sexualized the way women are, I would have to block a lot more people in chat. And I'm a little sexualized. But we have consented at some point, chat, to your zaddy fancies or whatever I am.
You personally.
Men failed themselves. They built a whole system for their benefit,
True.
and in the moment it starts
True.
to crumble because
True.
the oppressed class they've always subjected,
True.
women, is waking
Yes.
up. They start to put the blame on us.
Can you actually censor this account so I can follow? What a great
Yeah,
tweet.
right?
Good
Some
tweet.
bait.
Cowards and dangerous misogynists.
Literally true.
So first of all, nobody's putting the blame on you. Nobody did that. I didn't do that. You made that up in your heads. And second of all, this system wasn't created for the average man. It was created for the rich and powerful.
Also true, but the men that you're
But
talking about,
men still benefited from the system more
Men-
than women,
so-
and women were still property and second class.
yeah. So, and also the men that it wasn't created for have bought into the propaganda that it actually was made for them, and they're just temporarily not able to get the full benefit of it because they have to work hard to do it. Like, it's grind set. So, yes, I agree that there is a financial component to this, and it's capitalism, but this is perpetuated through the expectations of performing masculinity, providing for people, being
We had a
the
4-hour
breadwinner,
debate about this.
Yeah, I mean, just crazy.
It benefits.
By the way, if you want to see that 4-hour debate, you can go click around on the channel for it. You're already here, right? Or maybe you're watching this live because you're cool and better than the YouTube crowd.
The rich and powerful.
They have their boots on our necks, and the handmaidens are like, oh no, they look kind of sad.
I'm sorry. Who has their boot on your neck?
Men.
All men? You know?
Yes.
I still can't go outside at night without being scared I might be physically assaulted by a man.
And we live in a nice neighborhood, but you've been oogled a few times.
I literally got fucking, like, chatted up by a guy taking the trash out.
Yeah.
And called pet names.
What do you call you?
It was like, girly girl or something.
Ooh, is he 50?
He was old and drunk. And walking down the street.
Nice.
And
Who has their
immediately tried to chat me up.
boot on your neck? These satanic pedophiles in charge of our government. These soulless demonic corporations
she keeps doing
that would
this
throw your
demonic
mother into a
satanic
wood chipper if it made them make an extra penny.
She likes to say demonic because she's cath coded now.
Yeah, and also, class reductionism isn't going to solve all the problems. Because, like, okay, let's say we get rid of, we deal with this class issue. Now we still have men who have the systemic expectation that women do all the cooking and the cleaning and also get pregnant and have their
Anti-sex
kids.
work.
And, yeah, like, we have anti-sex work, we have people
you still
who
have those problems.
will go around call you whores and prostitutes and
They're
whatever.
just not as
So,
stressed
like,
out when they're having these conversations. You know? So, yeah, I mean, I think that would break down with that kind of culture naturally because of the type of people that advocate for that type of world. But, you know, yeah, those, if you could just snap your fingers and take care of everyone's survival needs, you'd still have sexism,
You
right?
still have misogyny to deal with.
Of course.
That's who has the boot on your neck. Not Joe Schmo working 2 jobs so he doesn't get evicted.
Yeah. So Joe Schmo
But he's-
is the guy who shows Joe Schmo's the guy who shows up to my work while I'm behind the counter, ringing people up as a cashier and starts hitting on me in front of his wife and his child. Or the guy who catcalls me while he's at work. Like, yes, poor men can be disgusting misogynists and harass people.
Yeah.
Are you aware of this?
Of course she is. Yeah. I thought we could talk about more than one topic at once, June.
Here's some male loneliness discourse for you. Do you ever at all, even for a second, consider the problem is you? That maybe, just maybe, the reason you're lonely is that you are an awful human being, truly just awful, and that it's right that you are lonely? It's fair.
Yeah.
This is a thing I
This is
think
real.
that all people should actually do. Not now, okay. This is very different from saying that if you are lonely, you deserve it.
Right. Ask.
The thing is that you need to introspect. Am I a shitty person? Do I hold beliefs that would make people not like me or feel unsafe around me? Do I express myself in a way that is safe to other people, or do I give, like, do I put energy into my relationships and friendships?
Exactly. You should stream, by the way.
I mean, yeah, they probably do consider that. The suicide rate doesn't lie.
Maybe if some men weren't bigots, the solution to male loneliness
attempt more.
is literally just being a better person.
I love that.
Yeah, it truly is.
The implication here is that lonely people are bad people.
Lonely people are social pariahs, and they're almost okay. The guys we're talking about, social pariahs are the people that are lonely almost always. There are some people who are lonely for things outside of their control. Typically, it's disability or mental illness, right? But those aren't the people that are having this conversation. People that are having this conversation are guys that want wives, but they stay at home and they play League of Legends all day, and they don't do anything else, and they're mad, and they just misogynists.
And they say slurs, and they're like, "Why nobody like me when I run around
I'm a piece of
and
shit all
watch
the time,
anime
and I don't wash my ass, and I have ramen fucking cups on my desk everywhere, and like I'm just disgusting in all ways.
There's mold growing in the cups on my desk.
It's just crazy, dude. There's mold growing on your taint because it's gay to touch your butt or something. You gotta wash your ass. These are real things. It's fucking wild that June thinks that telling men not to wash their asses this is gonna work out. Like, and by washing your ass, June, I don't mean literally. I mean in this specific case, telling men to be better is the washing your ass metaphor. Telling men to be better is a good thing because as a man, I am unimpressed with my peers. We should act better. We should not hypersexualize women. You should not have to, as a woman, deal with the friend zone problem.
I literally saw a bunch of men shitting themselves on Twitter because a guy posted his like skincare and hair routine, and they're like, "Man, what are you, like, gay or something?"
Yeah. It happens all the time.
Because he uses like face wash.
Yeah, it's men's problem, dude. He's a toxic guy, but Adam22, his wife is a porn star. They do porn together, and apparently they do like threesome porn together, where it's two girls and him. And then she, a porn star, went and did a video with a guy, and he got called a cuck. And this is like the same shit, man. This is he already fostered that fucking shitty community because they're like borderline sort of centrist, right wing, fresh and fit types. You know what I mean? Like, you foster that community, and then he's been whining about getting called a cuck forever, and it's the same fucking thing. Like, June will never have the world that she thinks that she wants because of the things that she advocates for. Like,
she wants like traditional, rigid gender roles. Like,
you can live that way. You can choose
the white picket fence thing.
That.
Here's the problem. It's her ideology just wraps right back around into like a national socialist kind of thing, right? Where it's like, I only want all these quality of life changes, but for the people that I approve should have those things.
Yeah.
Every lonely man is just a bigot and a racist and an Andrew Tate fan.
A lot of them are. A lot of them, yeah. If that's not your problem, then it's not about you, and your problem is probably something else, and that's fine.
If somebody says you're alone because you're a bigot, and you are alone and you're not a bigot, why would you think that applies to me?
Right. So if you are a bigot, that's probably the reason you're lonely, by the way. But, like, if you're not one, then that's not going to be one of the reasons. It's not about you. Don't be so sensitive. Be sensitive, but for a different... Like, there's such a difference between, like, external sensitivity and internal sensitivity that, like, don't... When other people... Oh, man. You need to be, as a man, sensitive enough to understand that other people have fucking feelings, and we just are not taught that. Like, to understand that women are full-ass human beings is such a stretch for some dudes. And, like, they have this can't take the heat, don't get in the kitchen mentality to everyone but them fuck themselves. And, like, when we turn this problem, we say, men, this is your problem, they fucking can't handle it. And it's weird. It seems pretty obvious, like, how we should deal with this.
I guess it makes it easier for them to, like, not care about this if they paint these people as the enemy. If you dehumanize the enemy, it makes it easier to sleep at night, I suppose. Now, I started noticing
It's that the majority experience that people have with men is that they are bigoted. Because if you look at specifically white, cis, straight men, they often hold socially conservative and repugnant beliefs. It's not like people are making that up.
Yeah.
Like, most women have experienced misogyny from a man. So yes, it is their fault if they hold those beliefs. If you are lonely by the chance of, like, you're liberal, you believe in equality for everyone, you're not racist, you're not sexist, you don't feel entitled to women, but you feel lonely, that is so fucking different. That is not what is being discussed.
And that's not male loneliness, that's loneliness.
And
a
that's
lot of people
often,
face it.
That's often a minority of the people we're talking about. Because, I mean, literally, like that guy who came in here swinging, whenever we were like, well, what about the fact that women try to kill themselves more? And he was like, they just don't mean it.
Yeah.
Like, immediately, you push back on a guy who says he's lonely, and the misogyny shows.
Yeah, and then you're like, well, that's why
every single fucking time.
And then you're like, well, that's why you're lonely. And they're like, no. But yeah, it is. I mean, it is. Women don't want to deal with that. You're going to have to find one dumbass lady to be with. They exist. They're out there.
And here's the thing. A lot of the dudes who hold those fucking... Because there are still dudes who are toxic, who aren't, I wouldn't say quote-unquote lonely. To me, I think that they're still systemically lonely. They just don't think they are because they think that they've won the game of life by, like, getting a wife and having kids.
Oh, but they have, like, a good relationship. And yeah,
they're not in a healthy relationship. They're not, like, they sit on Twitter all day and scream at people and call them groomers and stuff like that. Like, they're not fulfilled people just because they have relationships. And oftentimes they're abusing the people that they're in relationships with, or or their kids, or
by the
shit
way,
like that.
Having the relationship is not the W. Having a good relationship, that's the W.
Yeah. Real, genuine connection, and not just like a superficial thing.
Not like me and Sarah. Superficial. We're just fuck buddies.
Reoccurring pattern with a lot of these accounts. A lot of these accounts getting mad about or, like, dismissing the male loneliness discourse.
Yasmin, thank you for 50 months. Holy cannoli. Thank you.
Many of them have OnlyFans. This is relevant.
What?
It's relevant.
Are we about to slut shame?
Yeah, we're about to slut shame. Many of them have OnlyFans. Let's fucking go.
This is relevant because, like,
also,
what? Go, if you want to talk,
no, let her
now.
go. I want to hear. I want to hear the rest
That's what I
of
thought.
this.
We should have probably listened.
With a lot of these accounts getting mad about or, like, dismissing the male loneliness discourse. Many of them have OnlyFans. This is relevant because, like, out of everyone on Earth, why would those people be so mad about someone wanting to solve or at least bring attention to the male loneliness epidemic? This is like a crack dealer getting mad at people talking about crack addiction.
Wow, sex workers are crack?
She's saying that sex workers want men to remain lonely because we profit off of men who are lonely.
Right. Which is just dead.
Which is
shit.
stupid because you can be in a relationship and consume porn. Did you know that? I do.
Sarah watches more porn than I do by a long shot. That's not a joke.
Like, it's not only lonely people who use porn. And I'll be honest, most of the people who actually pay for porn are not the lonely man-hating incel types.
Sure.
Or a woman-hating incel types. They are, like, chill people who just are horny.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Most of the people who
pay for
will
porn.
come to my OnlyFans and pay, that's a fucking big thing.
Yeah.
And if somebody is being misled into the idea that they're getting some sort of real friendship or whatever, like a parasocial thing, through paying for, like, porn,
I don't really
that is
think...
not on the fucking sex worker. It's on this idea that you can, like, purchase a woman's time in that way.
Yeah.
And it's, like, genuine. If you are paying for sex work, you should understand that it is a superficial, transactional thing. It's just like buying anything else.
This is your opinion, and this is where it belongs.
It's just
oh, she literally did the online
meme?
horse can't have opinions, get in the trash can thing.
Wow. I wonder where you got that from.
Someone literally replied to me today with that picture.
So
not the picture of her, but the online prostitute's trash can thing.
June and her swerf arc. Let's fucking go.
Have a good day. I could say that, okay? I'm a YouTuber. That's far more degrading than being an OnlyFans model.
Calling it degrading.
She literally profits off of lonely men who hate women. Yeah. She's the crack dealer for the men who want justification for feeling like they're not getting their ooh-woo fucking pixie dream girl. She's a crack dealer for incel emotions.
The only problem I have is that the OnlyFans is that several of my female friends have it, and I feel like I want to support them by buying their art, but I don't know if it's weird for me to look at their nudes. As a friend, how do I ask, should I buy your porn? Just like that.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm friends with a lot of other sex workers, and I've never like bought their stuff. But I don't think it's weird to like.
Yeah. To
you
share.
can even just like tip or donate. Yeah. You don't have to purchase stuff. You can just like send.
But also, if you're like me and you feel like you need to get something from your bang for your buck sometimes, although I guess it's different here because it'd be tipping a human being. But like if I can get on sale butter, I'm getting on sale butter. I'll see a titty for $5 if I was already going to give you $5. But it depends on the rapport we have.
I will say that like I have close male
friends
friends who, if they wanted to purchase my OnlyFans, I don't really care that they're looking at my body.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I'm putting myself out there like that publicly, it's kind of like, if anything, I'm almost more comfortable with the fact that my friends would be looking at me naked, because it's like, I trust them more than the average person. I know that my friend's not going to try to take my nudes and, like, resell them somewhere or whatever, you know?
Yeah. And if they did, they wouldn't be,
publicly.
like, friends for long. And I don't think we have any friends that are like that.
But, like, yeah.
We probably have in the past.
I've posted very frequently. I've posted myself even before I started doing sex work. I have posted my body online just because I like that. I'm like, oh, I feel good, and it's fun to like put yourself out there sexually. It's exciting. I've been doing it since I was 18. I have a very famous. I had a thing take off on Tumblr where I was wearing like a candy bra. And then that got fucking reposted like crazy. It's just fun. And so I've been in friend circles, like in not safe for work discords, where you just post pictures of yourself in slutty fucking poses because you're feeling yourself and everyone gasses you up. And that's like wholesome to me too. I just don't have the taboo around nakedness like a lot of people do though.
Her face looks like she's pandering to that makeup style is so catered to pedos. They're actively trying to make themselves look like
K-pop
kids.
stands, so we're trending into like territory that I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Which is
children.
Which is what?
It's funny because like K-pop beauty standards are also
K-pop kids
like,
are extremists.
Mostly misogynist and supposed to make people look like children and stuff. Like literally almost all beauty standards for women come from like the idea that you want to look younger, right?
You can count on the K-pop kids to have fucking wild takes. That's one thing.
Oh, every time.
Like they're never going to be just
K-pop icons seriously.
They'll use the language of a correct opinion, right? They'll start to co-opt some of the language, and then they'll misappropriate it somewhere, and it'll just be fucking wild. Every time.
Yeah, but
it's
they're
like
15.
But that's the whole like point, right? It's like the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're trying to go viral. Anyway, I think we should look at social media much more cynically. Not a lot of these people are genuine, man.
Notorious for wearing big fake eyelashes and 10 pounds of eyeliner. What?
Can't stand this bitch and her sidebar. Bitches with this makeup.
While I don't agree with it, because I also love the style of like, you know, sort of e-girl makeup trends.
Sure.
It's a contentious thing. This is a problem when discussing all beauty standards, right? Because like, why do we shave our bodies? Why do we care about anti-aging? Why do we like not want gray hair or wrinkles or it's because aging is not sexy because we sexualize youth. And like that doesn't mean you can't enjoy fashion or makeup or whatever. So I don't agree with the K-poppies on that one.
Yeah.
It's a complicated thing to navigate, especially as a woman. Like I don't even really know if I have like an endpoint to this because it's like,
well, see,
that's what they're trying to say.
This tweet right here is also just like catty, right? Like it's just
this is just someone being
petty. Yeah.
Makeup style piss me the fuck off. They always wear that type of makeup.
Hashtag that.
Looking at her makeup, I already know the type of person she is.
This is also kind of like a boxy thing too.
Yeah, we have like a little like some Mean Girls thing happening.
You can just tell by her makeup. Not to be rude, but that makeup tells everything I need to know. Her makeup says everything I need to know. This is literal NPC behavior.
They all had the same joke, isn't NPC behavior. She literally did the meme that was NPC shit earlier. Come on, man. When we repeat stuff, when we have the same ideas, that's not what NPC behavior is, okay? That's a cope. You just got dunked on by the same people over and over.
Not watching the video, blindly spewing the exact same insults, just, I have no argument and I must scream. They don't even know.
Isn't that NPC behavior, saying the meme?
Why they're mad. They just
Shoe developed this community and is now mad they're dunking on her instead.
saw a woman,
although I don't think some of those were her community names,
in the thumbnail of a video about men,
she was
and
just
their
getting ratioed when the video came out.
brains just broke. Her makeup doesn't look like ours. Her hair is styled differently than ours. Should I be like extra cute in this thumbnail? Would that piss them off?
I'm not like other girls.
Why do we hate her again?
See, literally, she jokes about that.
She lampshades a lot with that, but it's like she really
actually
feels
acts
like that. Yeah.
That's like her real thing. Yeah.
Why do we hate her again?
Guys, why do we hate this person again? Can't form my own opinion, help. Why do we hate her?
Why do all incel-adjacent women look like this?
When you're a woman talking about men's issues online and they can't...
When you center men in all your
think it's
content...
really just white.
White?
They just mean white women, like...
Oh.
Which... White women are more likely to be male, yeah.
outright call you an incel, they just call you incel adjacent, I guess.
Because you foster a community of incels because of the content you make. Because you're sympathetic to them, yeah.
And when they're not calling you incel adjacent, they're breaking out all reliable.
Pick me behavior.
Bro,
it is pick me. Quite literally,
it is what it is.
Her Barbie review has changed my opinion on her permanently forever.
No,
because the way that she was just like, oh, the kids are just being so nice by only doing what they want to do with the Barbies. Because they're sharing the stuff that they like with the Barbies. Because it's like, she literally is just like, oh my god, someone please pay attention to me. I have no agency and don't want to do anything I like. I just only do what men like.
Being called a pick-me. Exmo Jimbo with a dad joke. If the shoe fits.
Pick-me girls are so...
True.
CEO of Pick-me. High priestess of Pick-me church.
Fucking, that's a good... Hey, high priestess of Pick-me church is a good tweet.
So I am the CEO of Pick-me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, absolutely. 100% right now. I would say Pearl, who you tried to be friends with recently, also big pick-me, but she has the unfortunate issue of being also quite bland. You know? And she's not a hottie. She's just like so this you can't sexualize her like the way that June is by her group. So everything she says has like, she literally says like the same shit even more acidically, and just like everyone's like, ew, Pearl.
Pearl
no
has
one likes
to try twice as hard because like she won't get male approval unless she says the most disgusting possible things.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. It's rough out here. Blair White comes to mind as a pick-me. She's a little bit different, but yeah. Any more? I mean, there's lots. It's definitely a thing. I think Shoe0nhead's definitely the top one though.
And the fact that she dates conservative men is kind of proof of this. Like,
yeah, this is proof of concept. It's just her dating. I forgot his name.
Eudaimonia.
know, he makes, dude, get a camera.
The high
Get a camera.
priestess. Maybe this video will boost me to Pickme goddess. Watch.
It's definitely confirming our suspicions.
Watch out, Pearl. I'm coming for you.
Monster bit. I'm tired of it.
The monster
She's like,
bit? Yeah, she just has done
she
it.
literally only does the white monster because it's the haha boomer monster joke, and she sips on it because it's like
we need look.
She
June
literally
hasn't
does the
made a
boomer
new
shit.
video
She's never made a new joke. She just appropriates other jokes and then pretends like she's funny. She's never made original content.
Maybe women aren't funny after all. Maybe it was right.
For your title. Now, I've already talked about the Pickme insult in other videos, but it's just so lazy, man. I'm so tired of it. I've been hearing it for over a decade now.
Wow, maybe there's something to that if you've been hearing it for over a fucking decade.
You know what I've been hearing for over a decade? Man, Jake, you really helped me stop being a
Yeah,
chud. Like, the general review of Jake is either you don't like me because I disagree with you, or hey, it's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And yes, there are people who absolutely do fit the definition of a pick-me from both genders. Men who talk about how much they hate men, women who talk about how much they hate women.
Give us some examples. Do you mean like the girl that you tried to be friends with? Just pearly things?
June is making the argument of people deserve less.
But I don't hate women. My mom is a woman. My sister is a woman. My friends are women.
That's not why you should... That's not why you should not hate women, is because my sister is a woman and my mom's a woman.
I actually think she truly values men more.
Yeah.
It sucks, man. She could have really used some lefty friends, because then she'd have whatever opinions they have. Jesus Christ. I really wish that wasn't true about her, but it really seems to be. I accidentally did a really bad
Have
pause.
woman friends.
Oops. It happened, dude. It's the rules.
I'm a woman. I can't be women-phobic. I have women friends. But the insult is just so
She even
beyond
knows how fucking stupid that sounds.
Yeah.
Come on.
overused nowadays.
I hate Jake, but I love corn. It's tough, rocking a hard place, dude.
Every woman who doesn't toe the current line is a pick-me. It's just a way.
That's not fucking true. It is it's a sequence of behaviors in which you center men, and you gain your validation through their interaction with you. It is pick-me behavior. It is what you do. And it is what it is. There's nothing else to be said about it.
Way to socially ostracize other women, to make you fall in line and agree with their opinions.
Nope.
But it's not going to work here, because I am socially retarded and borderline autistic. So you have no power here. You can't tell me what to believe. You can't change my opinions.
Unless I'm a conservative with, I was gonna say Riz, but actually he has none. Unless I'm a conservative man in proximity,
White conservative man who will put a collar on you, then I can tell you what you're gonna fucking believe.
God damn it.
I actually don't know if her current boyfriend would be into that.
Well, he's a Catholic, and you're all fucked up. So yeah, I bet he'd probably love to be kinky, but
he's the one that wants. I was gonna say he's the one that wants the collar on him. Like,
yeah.
And she's a sub, so
yeah.
You're not my boyfriend. I hope this bitch fails to.
She literally.
I heard her scream across the room, and the mic didn't pick up on Discord.
I didn't even scream. I like squeaked.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess like a squeal. Yeah, I mean.
She makes the own fucking joke.
You can't deflect the real reality of how you get your politics by lampshading that your boyfriend is the problem. Come on, dude. Ridiculous.
To wake up in the morning.
Hope this bitch fails to wake up. I just read that.
That's a little much.
Jesus Christ. I didn't fucking read it. I was just... Sheesh. Yeah, a little, a little hard there.
Her terrorism still hasn't stopped. Oh my god.
Dude, the K-pop kids are out here.
She's still relevant.
Another K-pop.
The K-pop kids are out here, dude.
Could have went down with her anti-feminism shtick a few years ago. I thought she would have fell off by now.
I'm gonna be honest, the content has fallen off, but she still maintains views. But she's fallen off for sure.
From her peak, yeah.
If you want to know how I didn't fall off, if you want to know how I'm still relevant,
because I center men in all of my fucking conversations.
Look,
and I appeal to a really shitty, stupid take of populism where I skirt my politics around a general idea of people should have stuff, but have no actual fucking answers for what we should do about that, and still push for capitalism even though everything I hate is caused by capitalism. Like, yeah, that's why she's relevant.
After 10 years, look in a f***ing mirror. You stop being cringe, I stop being relevant. Deal?
Fun fact, she reached out to incel accounts for help with this video. No, I'm not kidding.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about them.
Yeah, it's good to go to the source and talk to the people who have experience with the subject I'm talking about.
Did you talk to any women about their experiences with incel men?
Yeah, did you
for the video
ask
that you made about this
for our
topic?
takes?
No, probably not. Interesting.
I'm not lonely, and I'm not a man, despite what the mainstream media may say. I do not, in fact, have a penis. Do not put in the paper that I have a penis.
We scour the internet for weird video to show you, and the other day we came across this, the weirdest we've seen in a while.
The problem is Shoe just affirms them instead of converting them.
True.
Yes.
True.
She coddles them.
Big
instead
time.
of saying,
by the way,
hey.
Not a big fan of not editing out that either.
Converting them to what? This is exactly the thing I talked about in my video. These people don't want to actually—
You were the first one in the video and 5 minutes in though, so like, holy shit.
She doesn't convert them, so she acts like she's a leftist, but then she just coddles people and says like, it's not really your fault. There's nothing you can do about the fact that you're lonely. It's all on society. And while that is true, she's not actually giving people solutions to the problems that she bitches about. She appeals to, again, this like fake populist stuff where she doesn't give you solutions. She's like, oh, it's clown world, haha, memes, Pepe. And then like, that just points people to being like black-pilled.
Yeah. I agree. Stop making me say that.
Help men. They just want to recruit them into their little political tribe. Would it be cool if—
Political tribe? I don't need you to agree with my—
I just want you to stop being sexist. That's it.
Yeah, dude. I would love if everyone was a leftist. Obviously, we'd get a lot done. But, dude, it's not about a political tribe. It's about, like, my mom is also a woman, and my girlfriend, and, like, there is a systemic mistreatment of women, and you are complicit in like allowing men doing this. Like Shoe0nhead not making these videos for all these years would genuinely have positively affected the world because she's just big enough to give, you know, pockets of men bad reinforcement.
She networks with a bunch of fucking right wingers.
Yeah.
And then
well, she's not friends with Lauren Southern anymore.
No, she just wants to be friends with Pearl, and she's dating a Christian nationalist.
If everyone agreed with me politically, I was gonna say yes, but honestly, that would be a little horrifying. That would be a very scary world. My goal wasn't to convert men to—
Why would it be scary for everyone to have the same, like, ethical system that you have? Wouldn't be ideal if you hold the beliefs that you hold. You believe them because you think everyone should believe it. Like, you believe those things because you believe them to be true.
Right. Conservatives believe that everyone should be a conservative.
Yeah, like, if you care about and have conviction in the things you believe in, there's a reason why you think other people should feel that way, right?
I'm convicted on that you would be a better person if you were a leftist. Yes.
I don't
and an
think
atheist.
I don't think the world is better off because there are people who disagree with basic things about, like, racism or fucking
there's such a difference, right? So it's like, I don't need you to one for one agree with me on every issue, but I think we could broadly simply agree on real easy things like
On the basics.
LGBTQ people deserve rights. We shouldn't have misogyny as often as we do. We should try to limit misogyny. We should try to have men be better. Like, these are all things we can agree on. These are not partisan things. I have some, like, deal breakers when it comes to relationships and friends and stuff. But, man, this is like, we really don't have purity testing on the left. Liberals do a little bit. There's some commies that are a little, they're not, they're suspicious. Let's just say that. Usually they're fascist adjacent, but that are pretty gatekeepy. And then there's some kids. But like, man, it's pretty much just like be whoever you want to be, but actually just be that person. Like, the left is so it's hard to describe actual freedom to people that think freedom is the ability to go to, like, the mall.
Yeah.
Agree with
It's like
me.
Ian Miles Chong posted those, it's like a dead Blockbuster and fucking Pizza Hut, and it's like, this is the world that they took from you. And it's like, oh no, I can't go to fucking Blockbuster and rent a VHS.
Politically, my goal was just to bring attention to this issue and put a spotlight on it. It is cool when people tell me, oh, you've changed my mind on this, you've changed my mind on that. I love that. I love to see that. I was unaware that was my job. My job is to get on YouTube and say poo poo pee pee, and everyone go ha 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 and give me money. But in this,
You have, like, what, 1 million fucking subscribers? Your
170,
job as a
almost two.
political commentator, your job is to advocate for your politics and ethics. Yes, isn't that what the fuck you started doing this
No,
for?
but it's not that serious.
It's all just a meme. It's all just haha. I'm gonna talk about politics, but it's not actually serious.
But-
Don't take me seriously.
But I'm going to make 2 videos on how serious the male loneliness epidemic is.
Like, if you're just saying that your content is saying poo poo pee pee, why am I supposed to take this shit seriously?
Right. So it is poo-poo pee-pee, and you're dumb as fuck. That's pretty much my takeaway. You're dumb as fuck. This is poo-poo pee-pee. Okay, I agree. I'm glad that we could end up agreeing with Shoe0nhead in this video.
You have a responsibility as somebody who has as much reach as you fucking do to act better than this. And that includes censoring my fucking on Twitter when you put my shit in your video, even though you have me blocked.
And it's because I know she knows who the fuck you are, too. That's really what annoys me.
this case, it was for me to go, hey, the men are not okay, and for people to go, damn, that sucks, and give me money.
PragerU is sharing Shoe0nhead.
He even admits. Okay,
I know.
So if you fucking care about this issue so much, why are you making a video about it so people could just go, damn, that sucks? Are you seriously not going to offer any fucking solutions if you're commenting on it?
No, of course not, because
you literally admitted
again, she's
that
lampshading
was
that
for
just give me
people
money.
to wallow in their sadness with you.
But that's what her convictions are. They aren't that. They're just validate me, give me money. I mean, she's again lampshading here. I'm sure she thinks she cares about this, but she doesn't know how to care about this.
Now, explain to me how she's still a leftist.
True.
I personally think it's a good thing when people agree on good things.
I think if PragerU is retweeting you, maybe you should consider that what you said isn't a good thing.
Does Shoe0nhead think that she moved PragerU's opinion on this topic?
I hope you have a fantastic day.
Tangerine Druids, thanks for the 11 months. Love when Sarah's here also. Oh, all my flags. Let's fucking go.
There should be more people agreeing on good things, quite frankly. I feel like a lot of good things would be done in this country if more people agreed on good things.
And it's no shock to see.
So what's the thing you agree with?
Right. It's no shock to see
because PragerU goes,
right-wing
men are
PragerU.
lonely.
Right-wing PragerU.
PragerU and Matt Walsh will say men are lonely, and then say the solution to that is that feminism killed the nuclear family.
Well, does Shoe genuinely think that she moved Matt Walsh and PragerU to the left with her video on this? Or is her poo-poo pee-pee video being co-opted by right-wingers because it very much so agrees with their worldview? Let's pick one. because there's only 2 options.
I don't know. I think it's pretty neat that this might be the first and last time a video that talks about alienation under capitalism and says the term material conditions will be shown.
Yeah, because I use the term material conditions.
Right past, you said it so little that conservatives will literally breeze right past this and only use what you said as an excuse to say that men are victims. They literally are just like, she may be a stupid fucking liberal who says that capitalism is bad, but she's validating the fact that I say that men are victims.
Yasmin, thanks for the 100 biddies. You think she's going to still continue to use the I'm just a dumb girl from the internet, or does she actually have no power like she's trying to imply? She wants to live in both realities. She is relevant and also has no impact on the internet at all. She can't have it. She's a dumb person.
Shown to a massive right-wing audience like PragerU. But hey, don't worry your little heart. This will never happen to a left-wing YouTuber you watch. The internet feminists weren't the only.
Yes, I will never be featured on PragerU because I don't appeal to the right wing. True.
All the shit that you say would literally be like, no, we can't let them hear this.
Of course.
But I need to explain this in such a deep way. So the way that conservatives tolerate June's supposed liberalism is the same way that a man who voted for Trump will still look for a liberal goth white woman to wife up, and then they will tolerate each other's politics while the liberal woman is like, oh, we just disagree on some fundamental things, and then he's online posting like slurs and I hate the transgender people and all that stuff. Like, that is how she has interactions with conservatives. They're like, haha, silly liberal. She's just, And then they look down on her like that, and she's like, tee-hee, look, they let me in the club.
Yeah, I mean, yes. She's very excited about her appearance on PragerU, as I'm sure her boyf also was very geeked.
Only one's booty blasted about my video. I also rustled the jimmies of some in the manosphere. You just want more OnlyFans subscribers. You don't care about male loneliness. She's actually a man dressed as a woman. That's why she or he is there speaking about men's issues.
I noticed that these are a lot of anonymous shitpost accounts.
Protect
it's also
your
fun
sanity.
that she doesn't use this as a way to be like,
see how
men aren't okay.
Right. No, this is an example of the men being funny.
Your seed and your wallet in these current times. These women are shapeshifters. This chick is
crazy how you didn't open with this either. 21 minutes buried at the end of the video. Strategic.
All the misogyny is at the end of it.
Is gonna hit the wall.
Now I can just leave this video and I don't have to listen to this part.
In 10 years. That's why she cares about male loneliness. She sees many cats in her future. They want us back on the plantation, gentlemen. Hold the line. I don't really understand what the conspiracy here in general is, though. Like I'm just talking about a subject.
Incels are goofy, small, silly, haha, funny. Not like, they're like chihuahuas, whereas
not a real problem.
The women, the 15-year-olds on Twitter who say extreme things, they're like, oh my god, that's the mainstream media.
That's right. The Fresh and Fit podcast for the K-pop stans, does that exist? The K-pop kids?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so. I think we have a little bit more mainstream access to misogyny than we do the lack of it.
Subject I found important and interesting, like I've been doing on this channel, and these guys are like, stay strong, brothers, don't give in to temptation. Why are we listening to—
Right. Yeah, you should listen to that. You should just listen to them talk about, it's just how they listen to women are temptations. Well, fucking crazy.
That's how they talk about you.
To women about male loneliness. Plenty of male figures discussing this.
Who is this?
Honestly, I'm gonna say it. SJW behavior. Liberal behavior. Woman behavior to imply that I shouldn't speak or be listened to about a subject because I'm not the correct gender. Anyone can talk about anything they want. That's free speech, bitch.
Yeah, but like, I mean, let's be real. You're not a great advocate for the men. I'd appreciate it personally. Feels bad, man. Must feel pretty bad as women to have this happen a million other times, way more often.
Yep.
Yeah, must feel pretty bad.
You don't have to listen. You can make your own video talking about the subject, Mr. Man, but you know they're just gonna call you sexist and misogynist, so you might as well just use me as a human shield.
She is literally fucking proving the point. I will be the shield for misogynist men. And play cover for them.
I'm literally just going to post this. Nothing else.
It's not that she's a woman or cares, she's the kind of person who will only talk about an issue because it's popular. Women suddenly want to help men, but only because it benefits them and their causes.
I mean, the specific grifters, yeah.
I don't think... So we have a situation here where we have two dum-dums. Well, three dum-dums, but Pearl's not really part of this video. Leftists. And picked her. The better bachelor, I'm sure, has a very, very good understanding of who leftists are.
Well, now not only are conservative women talking about it, but also the left. This is the problem
She's not the
with
left. Oh my God.
the women that decide to come forward and speak about men's issues. They don't care about men's issues. You must ask the question. Now that they're coming around and talking about men's issues, is it to help men or to win men into their cause?
So he thinks it's a psyop.
So first of all,
she's a psyop.
Let me just clear something up, because some of you seem a bit confused. I started talking about these subjects 10 years ago, way back before it was popular to do so. Back when I was doxxed, harassed, had angry feminists calling my job and trying to get me fired.
Doxing and harassing.
Well, yeah, she's on the other side of it now.
Over mocking pop feminism and talking about men's issues. And a lot of these people coming at me now, telling me I'm jumping on a bandwagon, started like 2 or 3 years ago, when it was safe to do so.
What?
No, she's been a pick-me from the beginning.
Yeah.
The way that she got famous was the Tumblr Oppression Olympics thing. Where she was making fun of marginalized communities for talking about their issues.
And then some of the Trump stuff.
Yeah.
So with all due respect, sir,
stay out of my territory.
But in full seriousness, it is good when more people talk about this subject. I'm glad you talk about this. I'm glad there are people like the honey badgers who have been talking about this stuff for a very long time. This girl is a fake who wants every man to be a castrated beta male feminist commie like her boyfriend probably is. She takes advantage of men like this. Do not listen to her.
Notice how men still treat her like this, and she's not seeing the point.
Yeah.
Lefty women want to help men become good feminists who devote their lives to helping women have all the power so they can make men their servants.
Why are they so worried? What? Men being the servants? He's worried to becoming a drow.
People always... They understand that they've subjugated women for years, and so they think that the answer, is they're like, oh, if someone else got the chance, I would be subjugated and have to stay at home and...
A lot of white guys fear black people for similar reasons. Like, oh, if we let them have any rights, they're gonna get back at me because
like,
I
oh
want
my God, we're gonna become a minority. What,
I've heard
people.
I have heard paranoid white men say this to me privately. Multiple times. And they do the same thing here. It's crazy. They secretly crave to join the male wife minds. Basically, we need to help destroy men.
Basically, we need to help men destroy men. That's the only way men should be helped. We women said so. Shoe0nhead.
Yeah, so like you can understand why these guys are psychos.
Why doesn't she understand? She's literally like, look at me, I'm advocating for men, and the incels come out and to say, shut up, woman.
Right, and she's like,
she doesn't understand.
She doesn't understand. Yeah.
These guys are lonely because they choose to. These are the women or the men we are talking about when we say men are lonely because they're bags of shit. It's these guys.
There they are. Great examples.
Real quote, never trust a woman, even if they are saying the truth.
June. Yeah, you see? You see? There you go.
It's so weird how, like, they need to convince themselves that even when a woman is showing empathy and, like, caring about this subject, that she's just, like, a lying snake in the grass. Literally just a mirror universe of these people.
You could have made a video about that topic and it would have ripped.
I wonder if there's a word for this phenomenon.
Well, describe it to me again. What is she describing? Like, let's go back. Hold on, wait. What is she describing? The face-eating leopards won't eat my face?
Themselves that even when a woman is showing empathy and, like, caring about this subject, that she's just, like, a lying snake in the grass.
Doesn't sound like something I know. You think it's sexist? Is that what you're gonna say to me?
Well, sexism isn't real, so, I mean...
Oh, true.
Literally just a mirror universe of these fucking femcells. It's mommy and daddy issues all the way down. Ladies, be a good mom to your sons. Fellas, be a good dad to your daughters. Try to prevent creating the most insufferable, annoying people on earth, please. I don't know if it's because I grew up with a good relationship with both of my parents or what, but this gender war shit is just so toxic, man.
You fucking are telling them that it's
June, how much unpaid labor does your mom do?
Yeah, actually, honestly, I'd be surprised. I don't know how you can say this and also participate in it. On the wrong side.
Men and women need each other, you know, we're yin and yang, and the yin and yang-
fuck you, dude.
Bullshit, you're bisexual, why are you doing this?
It's just, that's so
Men and women don't, quote-unquote, need each other.
We occupy society together. But
God
we don't.
made two halves, and God made men and women to complement each other, and we have biologically determined skill sets, which is why we all need to have a man and a woman.
And it needs balance. You need a little masculinity, you need a little femininity, a little balance. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Yang is being torn apart by miserable people who want to make you miserable as well. One of the most valid criticisms.
The people that are like advocating for incels to shut the fuck up about being lonely are not advocating for people to be miserable. They are advocating for women to be happy and free of these men.
You know what I wish the world was like as a person
Our
who is a
house.
feminist? I wish that the world would view me not as a woman first. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it frustrates me that we don't just see each other as humans. Like, before anything else.
Well, only one of us in this call is a human. The other one's a little creature.
I got about this video was that I didn't offer any solutions. And honestly,
true.
Yeah.
That's because I don't have any.
I'm fucking shocked.
What?
Whoa. I do, by the way. And everyone and all the left does.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the problem, but I don't know how to solve it. A lot of YouTubers and streamers and talking heads will get up on their platform and like pretend they know the answers.
Absolutely, I don't pretend to know it.
Are you
I 100% do. I 100% do know.
June, you logged onto the internet and said, I'm just a stupid little bean. I don't know nothing. I'm gonna talk about the problem, but I don't know how to fix it.
When we all say that you're a stupid little bean that don't know nothing, that should shut the fuck up, then you agree with us.
Like, why are you bringing up the problem? Here's, and you know, this is like, I think this mirrors why people get so frustrated when it's a call for accountability for someone to just like be a better person.
Yeah.
Because what she's offering is not solutions. She's offering a place for people to go and sit and wallow in it. Right?
Doc,
like, oh, we're all miserable. We're all doomer posting, and then that just leads to people spiraling.
Ghost Dad, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely exacerbating the issue.
To everything. But the truth is, I don't. I just think that it's a step in the right direction to be like, hey men, you're struggling, but you're not a bad person. You matter. And if I could snap my fingers...
But...
How do you know that the man that's watching your video isn't actually a bad person?
So, no one is saying that men are inherently bad. They're saying that likely the reason you're lonely is that you suck to be around.
Systemically, men are likely to hold these, like, socially conservative views that isolate them from others.
Yeah. And socially conservative views are, in fact, bad. And you don't have to think that. You could be like, oh, well, conservatism has a place. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's not a valid value system. It's based on misogyny and, you know, capitalism and patriarchy. And so it's like, you know, oh, you can't be friends with a right-winger? No. No. They're not nice people usually. It's very rare that you have a genuinely nice person that is a conservative, because the only way you're gonna have
requires you to put people into hierarchies.
What you have are nice people who have been fucking tricked to vote for Republicans. That's a very big difference.
And cure this, I absolutely would. But at the end of the day, men are men, and man problems require man solutions.
We said that, and you said,
oh my
what the
God,
fuck?
This is the same fucking argument we made.
25-30 to say she rejected
Men
this
need
exact.
To fix their own problem.
You rejected this exact thing at like 3 minutes in this video. Like when all these people were saying men need to fix their problems, you're like, why can't we fix it all as a community? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Scream, dude.
What a dumb motherfucker, dude. She's so dumb. How does this happen?
Is literally shrug. I don't know, guys. You can fix it.
By the way, which was my prescription, it is a men's problem, and we need to collectively socialize better. We collectively need to socialize more positively, and it is a problem that we're going to have to deal with because women are the victims. They can't help us solve the problems of them being victimized by us.
And that solution, of course, is giving me money. Thank you guys for watching this video.
Cool.
Grifter. Unblock me, you fucking coward.
Yeah, don't fuck it. Without fucking editing the screenshot, and it was the first one of the video, and she's been having fucking toxic people in her mentions all day. You know she fucking did that on purpose because she's feeling petty, dude. Feeling fucking petty. It's crazy. She had just blocked me too recently, so it's between the last video and this video that she had blocked me.